Hello. What's up? That's a lot of snails. That's a lot of snails. Raven, hi Legion, hi Ender. It does keep stealing your snails. Alright, there's so many. I'm gonna play Fearbonding, and if we have enough time, a different game in the Fall Fest. We'll see. Let's start. This one is like you're hungry. Hi, hungry. This one's supposed to be like horror yaoi. Ah, I'm so hungry. Not his apartment. Oh. No, real. I grind my teeth as I listlessly stab my spoon into a bowl of yogurt, oats, and dried fruit. Another day, another meager human dish. Oh. Look on your essay. My body so badly craves some real food. Me too. Take a bite while my eyes wander to the TV in my small apartment. Alright. Bye, Raven. Thanks for stopping by. Choga's case my lips and watch a man scream for his life on the screen. Oh, goodness. If this was a real murder scene, his fear would be overwhelming my senses. Sweet, vicious, and potent enough to send me headlong into an electrifying high. Oh my. My man's a freak. I feel shivers down my spine just imagining it. Oops, I'm already drooling. Not good. I wipe my face with tissue inside. That's just me how humans feel when they watch a food commercial. Do you like eat them? My craving for fear intensifies again. Thankfully, it's time to head to work anyway. Hopefully we can get to transport some terrified patients in the ambulance today. I haven't playfully spin my key ring around my finger as I leave. Doesn't take long before we get a call. Just 20 minutes after my shift began, I'm already heading to the scene with two co-workers. I'm the youngest of the three, is driving while I write down the case info on the paper to form. Oh? Japan is really the random forms, isn't it? It'd be great if they at least gave us a laptop or tablet to type the information in. I'll look at the case at hand and go over what I know. A man called us because his girlfriend got hurt. Apparently she cut her own throat with a kitchen knife because he's intervened. It is in a deep cut. Oh my. He's still worried he wants us to come even more so because she also fell on her head during their fight. When I asked why she cut herself, he must have been about her threatening him, but he cut the call short when she started to yell. Oh. Strange. She threatened him? Why? What would make her so desperate? Maybe he tried to break up with her and she lost it? How'd she fall on her head, though? What if it was him who... Nah, no use in guessing what happened. I grin as I imagine the fear at least one of them must be feeling. I can't wait to meet them. Knock, knock. Excuse me. Will the ambulance you called? Mr. Arima? Kosuke Arima? Oh my god, thank you for coming. Please come in. He's quite restless. Is this him? Fear also there. But this is... With my demonic eyes, I see fear taking shape around him. Ew, what the... In this case, this is about an average size, about a vicious ink-like liquid is turning into multiple arms reaching outward with static-like noise in the pattern on them. Interesting. Isn't this fear of abandonment? At first I urged to lick my lips. Ha! This guy's mainly worried about himself. I put on a neutral expression and followed the man into the apartment. Oh, like a demon? His girlfriend is sitting on the couch holding a towel to her neck. Oh, how wonderful. Intense fear has taken hold of her. Whoa. Like a cocoon enveloping her. Slowly turning around her, moving like black glue and spinning into multiple arms that hug her form. She feels suffocated with nowhere to run. I bite my tongue lest I smile like a maniac at the sweet scent her fear is spreading. I suddenly open my hand towards her and begin to suck the fear into my fingers. It tingles as it wanders through my veins into my beating heart. Ah, how sweet. Oh. Since I have enough to fill my stomach, I stop. If I gave in right now, I'd be at high and unable to do my job. Now that Mr. Room is still closer, bringing my senses back. She's still a bit out of it. You mentioned she hit her head? Yeah, she fell when I tried to take the knife away. Can you confirm that, madam? She slowly nods, her eyes remain unfocused. My coworkers open up the folding wheelchair. She still moves, so the wheelchair is a better option than the stressor. Keep applying pressure to the wound, Miss Shiraishi. There we go. We will help you to the ambulance. Can I come with you? Yes. Miss Shiraishi grabs my hand. Is there something you want to say, madam? She slowly shakes her head. I guess I'll keep seeing you afraid then. My honeycomb. Oh. I have to really make sure it's clean and not too deep, then we got her to the wheelchair. Mr. Rima, could you please bring some of her belongings with you in the ambulance? Like her health insurance card? Yes, along with anything else that can be helpful. Only the ambulance, I kept asking her questions to gauge her current state, but her unfocused stare and slow answers make my coworkers worry. Then she's able to confirm her full name, Yukiko Shirashi, as well as her date of birth. Oh. As we drive, I felt the form for personal info. Miss She's still in the daze, so I fill in the rest with Mr. Room's help. Then I start checking with nearby hospitals for any open beds. After several minutes, we finally get a positive answer and make our way there. Mr. Rima fully focused on his girlfriend, whose eyes stare fixedly at the ceiling. She only let him hold her hand when he tries to gently clasp it. You just make me even more curious about what happened. The fears start to overlap slightly, pushing and merging and separating again. How did it come to this? How did they create this wonderful fear? The car slows down as we near the hospital. I don't want to leave them and the tasty paradise they've created. What a shame. And we're back at his apartment. After a long day at work, I'm back home. The rest of the day, even now, I still think about that couple. Damn, I won't need their fear again. It's been a long while since I've eaten something so delicious. There's so much fear that I could even fill my stomach for once. Bounce around them more, especially the man. Could I get to eat more often? I can't help but grin as I imagine feasting on the fear he causes. He transfers his girlfriend to the hospital without trouble. I then should be staying there for now. Should I visit her? It can be a bit too suspicious. There are privacy laws to contend with, after all. But I don't mind taking a little risk for such fear. Maybe instead of visiting her directly, I could act like I'm visiting someone else. A made-up relative. Just happened to mistake her room for theirs. And if her boyfriend visited her room there too, that'd be just perfect. I start by my apartment to distract myself from temptations, and catch sight of my e-guitar. I should get practicing for the upcoming jazz festival. Maybe there's a better distraction? Oh, we get to pick. Laundry basket, manga, or the guitar. Let's do laundry. I should do some laundry, actually. Into the washing machine with you. Find a note when I check the pockets. Isn't this from the guy I slept with once? Oh. Hope he's not still waiting. Time to admit, Claire wasn't looking for anything serious at the time. A classic from the horror manga country, Junichiro Ito, called Tomomi. I read his works from time to time. I wonder if there are still things that truly frighten him after drawing horror mangas for so long. Real. Time to practice. As I play, I zone out, only focusing again whenever I notice a mistake I have to correct. I get the feeling of drawing out the world as I focus on the music. Being on stage isn't a bad feeling either. I like looking down on the people as they look up on me in adoration. Damn. Just the right distance. They can't ask for more than me playing well for them. Shallow relationships are easier to handle. I had my fair share of mishaps from misreading the mood of a social group, all because I was too caught up in someone's fear. Standing out as a strange makes it hard to get close to those who are scared. Exactly the opposite of what I want. Ugh, who could it be? I want to see you. I miss you, my dear Hinata. I want to touch the sound. Who is this? Play for Hinata. I know you're playing for me. God, what a disgusting pig. Must be the same lunatic from before. Oh, I blocked various numbers he's used and discussed the whole issue with my bandmates. He's using a lot of burner phones, so it's hard to locate him for the police. I started to get these messages right after one of our performances, and they mentioned my hands and guitar a lot, so I suspect it's an unhinged fan. Thought someone takes care of this trash one day. Man, now I don't want to practice anymore. I put away the guitar, turned off my phone, and set a separate alarm clock to wake me up tomorrow. Though he eats fear, but he has a stalker. I really ended up here on my day off. I can hardly believe myself. But the fear tasted so good. Maybe as far as posing as her friend that asked for a room number in the hospital counter. Ah, fuck it. I'm here already, so let's try to meet them. To get close to the room, I slow my pace. Now, what should I say exactly when I get into the room with her? When I try to think of how I can salvage my improvised plan, I hear a woman screaming. Just leave me alone! Then I hear from a familiar voice replying. Babe, please, hear me out at least. That's Kosuke Arima. He must be talking to Miss Shirashi. I push the sliding door slightly ajar so I can listen to the conversation better. No, my mind hasn't changed. Let's break up. My eyes widen as they fall silent. So when we visited him, she didn't threaten him because he wanted to break up. Instead, perhaps he wouldn't accept her wish to break up. I beg you, please, don't do this to me. You can hear him whimpering. I can't do this to you? What about what you did to me? All these weird presents of yours. You know how suffocating it is to be your partner? Oh. Get out. I'll call the hospital staff. But, no but. Borg. My god. You're insufferable. Oh man. Borgs. I always argue from your point of view your own goddamn needs and insecurities, but you never consider how I feel. Do you even know how long it's been since I met up with friends or family because of you? But I did so much for you. See, this is what I mean. You don't even get what you're doing. God, I pity your future partner. Now go. Oh, damn. Your footsteps approaching and move away just before Mr. Arima leaves the room, closing the door behind him. He looks embarrassed, angry, and scared. I grab onto him before he can even register my actions. Whoa. Fear of abandonment was even more spiky before. This doesn't taste bad. He turns around and regards me with surprise and puzzlement. But both seem to give way to recognition. Oh, the paramedic from before. Could you let go? I really need to go. Wait, come on. I can't just leave someone who went through such a brutal breakup alone. It's just Stephen looks away. So you heard everything. Aren't you because of your job or, I don't know, to visit someone? My visit's already over and I see you haven't slept well. Maybe you haven't eaten much since we last met? Then ask for medical advice. Anyway, sometimes it's good to vent to a stranger. A neutral third party. Aren't you just gonna get annoyed and leave in the end? Looks like I kicked puppy, but underneath the sweet, especially he has the ability to terrify people. Man, do I want to tame him for myself. Nah, I'm a good listener. Drinks are on me. He sighs. Maybe it's better not to be alone right now. Gives me a sad smile and nods. Now I can take a good look at his face. He's actually pretty handsome. Even better. Follows me dutifully as we leave the hospital. Uh-oh. What a great first step in acquiring my new hunting dog. I don't like where this is going. We enter an izakaya restaurant that offers grilled yakitori chicken skewers and other foods that go well with alcohol. It's a bit rowdy, but to me it's a comfy place. Other regulars are here too, like university students and men in suits who come here after work or class. The staff greets us as we enter, and the smoky smell of the grill fills our noses. Waiter leads us to a table, and in the corner we take our seats. As I open the menu, I notice Mr. Arima isn't even glancing at it. He's lost in vague, broken stare. That must be why it was so easy to convince him to follow me. What do you want? Just beer. Drinking on an empty stomach should make him tipsier faster. I hope he's a talkative drunk. I order a bowl of edamame for myself, a snack on, and beer for us both. Ooh. As soon as it arrives, Mr. Arima grabs his glass. He downs a big gulp of his drink the moment we say cheers. He sighs in relief, looking a little refreshed. That hit the spot. Right? Nothing better than some beer after a hard day. Drinking some more, he finally seems ready to talk. By the way, as again we speak casually with each other, it might be easier for you to vent. I guess. Look at that, he's already a little tipsy. You can call me Hinata. Is it right that I call you Kosuke? Yeah! Oh no. I don't like this. Kinda cute you respond so eagerly and innocently. I tug on the rest of my chin on my hand. So, Kosuke, I'm all ears. Sighs and pats. Yukiko, she said she felt suffocated by me. He rubs his eyes and groans. Doesn't this just mean that I'm dedicated? We date dated after all. Isn't it normal to want to spend all your time together as a couple? Our jobs already take up so much time. So... I nod along as I munch on edamame. Oh boy, but she was terrified. Not that I'm complaining, of course. Not being able to meet her family and friends because of me. Was it really me? We all get busy with life as adults, so... Why do you think she blamed you? Maybe I did ask her a few times to prioritize us. How often did you ask? You here listen to my side? Right. Go on then. At my urging, he listed all. This time, he didn't like it when the others spent a lot of time with her. Mid-rant, he suddenly mentioned how he hated the 2 times she broke the promise. Then he slipped into unfocused ramblings for a while. Sure, he had made her the center of his life and wanted her to do the same for him. While it sounded rough to date him, from this conversation alone, I couldn't have imagined his behavior would push the next so far that she would hurt herself. And after seeing their respective fears, it's pretty clear that he's not divulging all the details of his actions. Was her social circle scared of him? How delicious would their fear be? If she had asked him to hurt someone for her, would he have done it? Why are you smiling while I'm in pain here? Oh, you're starting to slur and you had what, 5 beers already? Damn, time to go home. No! Oh my god. Grumpy pants. Why not? Aren't you tired? Oh. I just don't want to be alone. Smells of Enderman is a rounder shape than before. Maybe being drunk makes him less tense. But I still welcome his fear. Change seats to next to him. Huh? Look at me. I'm here with you, aren't I? Right. He looks deep into my eyes. When I inch closer to him, he gets embarrassed and looks away. I chuckle playfully as my arm around his neck. Getting embarrassed now? How cute. Look, it's just, you're kinda close. But you didn't want to be alone, right? He sighs. I pat his back and stand up. I'll walk you home so you can have a bit more company, alright? Lips relieved and nod, following me to the counter where I pay our bill. Wait, I can pay for myself. Nah, don't worry. I told you drinks were on me. Make him feel indebted should make it easier to meet it up. Damn. Dang. I was just 2 abusive people. As we leave the east side Kaya, his eyes scan me up and down. Why are you looking at me so intensely? It's just the first time someone kind escorts me, I guess? Wait, that came out wrong. I mean, go on. Covers his flustered face with his hands. This was nice. Haha, you're welcome. What's the urge to corner him? I want to erase Mystery Rossi from his head, but I need to take it slow. I don't want him to run away. How long do I need to wait until I can take your place? Is a romantic relationship a way to tame him after all? What's the best way to get to your place from here? Huh? Why? Relax. I'm just walking to the station. Or a taxi if that's what you prefer. He about to try to explain how he'll go home, but he's too drunk to make much sense. I still remember clearly where his apartment is, so I call a taxi and get him with him. The taxi sets off, he leans his head on my shoulder, his eyelids start to close. Oh, defenseless. I pat his head, to which he responds by nuzzling even deeper to my neck. I can hear him whimpering, "Don't leave me." Oh, man. This is toxic already. I'm conflicted. I feel like humans and I've had my fair share of relationships, but being loved and caring to a suffocating degree just feels wrong to me. On the other hand, I now have this potential hunting dog who's so scared to be left alone that even his own fear is enticing, let alone the fear he causes in others. How ironic. To survive, I need to eat fear, but because of it, I regularly get into dangerous situations like this one. Huge dog had better be worth it. I pinch his cheek, which makes him groan, and slowly push my hand away. Interesting predicament indeed. After a while, we arrive in front of his apartment building. When I see him staring into the entrance, I sigh and lend him a shoulder as we walk towards his apartment door. Gets his keys out after a few attempts and once we're inside. I sit down on the couch. I sit him down on the couch. When I turn to leave, he grabs his hand. But it's okay. I'd like to go home, too. Still feel down. Can you hug me? Push my hair out of my face and reluctantly smile at him as I open my arms. He immediately hugs me, his nails slowly dig into my back. His feet thumping before was gone, and now it's deeper and threatening. Will you stay by my side? Will you be different from the others? I grind my teeth. Oh boy, he's strong. Might even be a little scared, but I instinctively feel a rush whenever I notice fear. It takes a lot of willpower to suppress the urge to provoke him. Yeah, I will, on some conditions. Conditions? Don't worry about it for now. Hugs me even tighter. Oof, please, can you let go for a moment? It hurts. But you're gonna leave too, right? How about we exchange numbers then? Let's go and looks at me with joy. Really? As if I'd ever let you go, you crazy possessive dog. He immediately gives his number and saves mine, and smiles at me as I say goodbye. I just hope he remembers all this. With a spring in my step, I leave the building. My phone vibrates almost immediately. The elation vanishes when I realize it's not from Kosuke. Who is he? I whip my head around in search of them. Just where is this fucker? Hi, armed. I quickly head to a well-lit street and call for a taxi as I walk, pretending to be still on the phone until it arrives. I wish I was physically stronger than a human. Then at least I wouldn't have to worry about trash like him. I nibble on my fingernail in agitation until I'm finally back home. We're still at the start. This shit's toxic already, though. Once I'm there, I immediately grab my e-guitar. I need to distract myself. Good. This is better. You feel calmer. Let's sleep for today while that lasts. This is Fearbonding. A few days since we exchanged numbers, he always responds to my messages, but anytime I try to make the conversation a little flirtier, he sidesteps or ignores it. $300 snail boost? You get 300 snail boost if you get a sub, I think. I don't know. I don't know. Probably not very common. Breakaway made more cautious with anything related to romance. Approaching it directly isn't working. Tend to take another little risk. I still remember Miss Shirasi's address, so I've decided to accidentally bump into her on my day off. She should be out of the hospital by now. She was able to clearly articulate her words when she broke up with Kosuke, so her fall on her head shouldn't have left any long-term damage. I walked down the area for a few hours. I don't see her in the small supermarket nearby, nor waiting at a bus station. Hope she's not gone on vacation or something. After a while, my feet need a rest, so I look for a place to sit down. Wow. When I find a bench, I realize there's already a woman sitting there, lost in a fit of weak, trembling sobs. My luck was impeccable. Are you alright? After the woman, turns out to be Miss Shiraishi, a pack of tissues. She first holds her head and to decline my offer, but when she sees that I won't back down, she takes it and bows a little thank you. After a few moments, she takes a deep breath. Looks like she's come down a bit. Do you remember me? I'm one of the paramedics who took you to the hospital. She studies my face with her furrowed eyebrows and lights with recognition. Oh, right! I'm sorry, but I don't think you mentioned your name. Hinata Kusamoto. Nope. If you don't want to, you don't have to answer, but why are you crying? Her gaze wanders to the ground. She clutches her arm, clearly uncomfortable. I know a nearby cafe where they serve good hot chocolate. That always cheers me up. How about we drink there if you want to? You can talk, otherwise just enjoy the hot chocolate. But you know what state I found you in before, and today I find you crying. I'm just worried, Miss Shiraishi. I want to help you. Venting to a stranger can be quite relieving, and after you have your drink, I will leave you alone. No, that'd be too... Guess it'd be too much. Just wait there for a second. I hear your answer. I look for a nearby vending machine and get a hot coffee can. Maybe at least accept this. Oh, and I take out my business card to give it to her. You know, the state we found you was quite something. I'm a little worried if everything's alright between you and your partner. If you ever need more information for a difficult domestic situation like this, call me and I can find you a specialist to help you out. Was it that obvious? I think I pushed the right buttons. You see a lot on the job. Look, Miss Shiraishi, it's all up to you if you want to accept. Alright, I guess going to a cafe is fine. There we go. Oh man. I bring her to a cafe where we order and sit down with our piping hot drinks. Steam rises as Miss Shiraishi warms her hand on the mug. Well, she was crying when we found her. I wait for her to talk. But I just couldn't stay home. Too many memories of him there. When I was outside and I took in the fresh air, I just broke down and then you found me. Takes a sip quivering slightly as she frowns with closed eyes. The day you met us, I had enough. It was a late wake-up call, but at least I realized it, I guess. He was sweet and caring, but he's also very jealous. This man, to the point where it can hardly keep friends. And when you rely too much on one person, they can do a lot to you. They can smell piece of fear and snack on while listening to her. Fear is in a sense of daily emergency call, but it's still delicious. Oh man. I try to think of how I can lead the conversation until the court case triggers while still appearing caring. When do you think he started to change? Is there an event that set him off? She scratches her mug as she sorts through her memories. I think it started with small things. One time he was angry, asked someone else for advice instead of him. He was sick at the time. I just wanted him to rest. I know, right? But I see into your fear. Even then, I told him he continued to be angry and less responsive for 3 days. Maybe he felt threatened when he realized she didn't need him as much as he thought. Makes sense for someone with such an intense fear of abandonment as him. Then I felt like I had to ask for permission for everything, even when I wanted to go on a day trip with friends. A day trip with female friends, of all things. I just felt stupid. I had to walk on eggshells all the time. First, I just wanted to be peaceful between us. I wanted my friends to ask me how I'd been the last 2 months, and I realized there was something wrong. Last, I met them regularly for coffee or called them if I didn't have time. I hadn't done it in a while, and then it just escalated. I lowered my voice. Alright, then It's a point of hurting yourself? She bites her lips and nods. I try to maintain a worried expression, but it's a little difficult when I feel so elated from eating her fear. How is it between you two now? I actually broke up with him. W. It's intense. But I like it. Definitely gives me a lot of ick vibes right away. I like this game. Oh my goodness. Huh. I'm just gonna start that now. Quit delaying. But yes. It's been pretty good. I like it so far. It's definitely, there's a lot of things that have been setting off just like, ugh, it's for me, and I think that's the point. So it's definitely doing a very good job with that. I definitely like this game a lot. It kind of reminds me also of like, I guess, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a horror you feel as a bystander. Like, that's what it feels like, and it's really, really odd. I don't know how else I can, like, explain it. I like the character designs, too. I also like how we've only seen the, like, main character once. And then we just see his eyeball staring into our soul. Like, dang. I see, bro. I see. Or do I? I don't know. But it's interesting so far. I mean, is the main character a demon? I still don't know. But we'll see. I'm excited to see where they take us. Oh. Hang on, chicken thing. Ah, that's anticlimactic. No, I'm not muted. Nominations open just now for that. Ah. We're back. Now we can learn about their breakup. I only had the courage while I was in the hospital. I always had my finger on the call button for the nurse, just in case. It's amazing, Mr. Ashi. How do you take it? I was surprised he didn't message me as much. He did just send me a few messages to say I should send someone to go over to get my things. Feels like he's busy with something else, or his pride is hurt. I don't know. I fully expected he would give me hell. Maybe I distracted him from thinking about it. Good sign for me. Have you told your friends about this? It's hard. While I was going out with him, some of them said that he felt off. Others said he's very nice. Just can't bring myself to tell them the full extent of how he hurt me. I think we have a short crane course on the job about domestic violence. What did they say we should do? Don't beat yourself up. This isn't your fault. Her face crumples into tears. She silently cries as she takes the tissues I offer, her body shaking from her sobs. I think what I've earned is... I think with that I've earned her trust. Oh my god, I can read. I can read. I wonder how he fell for her. But it doesn't look like I can ask her about that. For now, at least I understand that he's jealous, possessive, and dislikes anything that can imply he is replaceable. I can work with that info. I wait for her to come down, entertain her with small talk as we finish our drinks, and say goodbye. Back at our apartment. Back at home, I'm all over the things Miss Hiroshi said. While it's useful info, with Kosuke ignoring my flirtation attempts, this could take a while. This is so annoying. Ew. I groan and almost throw my phone at the wall. I need to go outside and freshen up. I stare at people walking by, sporting neutral, tired, or happy faces as they walk with friends and family. I grind my teeth at them all until I spot a little boy staring at a big dog waiting patiently before him. The boy's parents try to encourage their son to pet it, but I can see his fear, teeth, and vicious eyes surrounding him. I probably never see this kid again, so I decided to tease him by using one of my abilities, making someone do the one thing they fear or approach the thing they're afraid of. Put my hand at him, my vision briefly shifts as a faint ring of gold encircles my pupils. The boy panics as his body moves on its own, approaching the dog, and he screams when he pets it. The parents and the dog owner hurriedly separate them. I laugh as I see the boy crying and the dog bark. Ah, that's a wonderful stress reliever. I walk slowly by them and eat some of his fear. Damn. Our main character fucked up for real. I use this ability only once per person, so I usually avoid resorting to it, but today I needed that. Fuck that kid. That poor kid. During the last few weeks, I was able to change Kosuke's mind about me by making myself seem dedicated and accepting of his flaws. He's now open to my flirting, and we've even gone on a few dates. I wonder when I can finally reap my harvest. Today at work, we were called to a house outside the city center. Another woman fell and couldn't stand up on her own. Her neighbor was visiting her and called us. Hydrate. Now we're transported to the hospital. Suspecting that she might have slipped a disc. Oh. As I filled out the form, I noticed her last name is the same as Kosuke Arima. That's Kosuke Arima. I know, right? Take a closer look at her facial features. Her eyes do seem a bit similar to his, just maybe. I should distract her from the pain with some questions anyway. How are you feeling, Miss Arima? Oh, it does hurt, but I can manage until we arrive, young man. We will do our best. You have a nice voice. Could you keep talking? It's quite calming. Oh no, I bet. I can if that will help. When I heard your last name, it's actually reminded of someone I know. That's so. How about many others who carry the name Arima apart from relatives? Here you are actually related. Her name is Kosuke Arima. Her eyes widen, and she chuckles, which makes her wince in pain. Well, I guess laughing isn't good right now. Maybe you met my grandson then. What a small world. I was right. I can't believe it. I might actually be able to get a better info on him. He's a little taller than me. Worse as a psychologist. It's a dog named Daisy. She smiles warmly at me. Can you tell me how he is lately? The boy hasn't called or resented much. He's doing well. Hello, Miss Arima. He cooks for me sometimes. It's wonderful to spend time with him. Sounds like you're a good friend. Actually, could you do me a favor? I could try, madam. See, when I talk to my son, I mean Kosuke's father, he doesn't mention Kosuke much. I'm worried they might be drifting apart. Her gaze softens. I love having Kosuke and his siblings over. They're my cute grandchildren after all, but I always feel like Kosuke was the clumsiest among them in communicating his needs. He can't always be there to I can't always be there to be the bridge between them, so I feel much better if you could help him reach out to his parents. Every child needs a parent's support after all, even as an adult. I fake an understanding smile, but I have a hard time following her reasoning. Hi, Emmy. Hello. I was born in the middle of a battlefield hundreds of years ago, only guided in instincts by agonizing hunger for fear. My birth is probably closer to being manifested into existence. So I've never fully understood the bond between human parents and their children. I do logically understand that they care for their offspring to ensure their lineage survives, but all the emotional bonding is hard to follow. She's still looking at me. I guess she wants me to reassure her. I will see what I can do. Thank you, young man. After a while, we arrive at the hospital safely and transfer her to the hospital staff. Let's see how Kosuke responds to his news after I'm done with work for today. This game give me fucked up vibes. It's late when I get back home. Kosuke's probably asleep, but I message him anyway. Hey, I just got home and thought, aw, that's fucked up, bro. And I also met someone you know. I put the phone on the table and get myself an after-work beer while I wait. The refreshing sound of the can opening and the foam rising as they pour it into the glass relaxes me. After a few steps, I get a message back. Hey, handsome, someone I know. Rude. There's an elderly lady living outside the center of the city with the same last name as you. She's probably your grandma. Your grandma. Her full name is Honoka Arima. Oh, wow, that's her. How'd you meet? Her neighbor called my work. Your grandma fell and couldn't move well, so she got a checkup at the hospital. She's in a little pain, but could speak well, so I don't think it's too serious. Wait, are you sure? This is a lot. Oh, man. Just informed about his fucking grandma. He probably hasn't talked to in who knows how long. She'll probably contact your parents soon. I told her, I know someone with the last name. We started talking. She's actually a little worried about you. That's usually how it is. That's how she usually is. I want to ask him about his relationship with his parents. How should I do this? Will he just change the subject? It's a bit of a risk. But since he likes dedicated people, everyone's worried that you and your parents might keep in touch. Everything alright? Doesn't reply as fast as before. I bite my nail and hope that I haven't made a mistake in my approach. My parents are very matter of fact. Casual conversations are easy with them. That sounds complicated, I think. I act like a compassionate human, Hinata. Your grandma really wanted you guys to meet up again. If that's difficult for you, don't mind accompanying you to meet your parents. I don't know. I'm always there for you, Kosuke, and I'm pretty serious about it, so you need support, you can count on me. Oh my god. This rubs me so wrong in so many ways. There! This is something a dedicated and loyal person Kosuke wants. You really are a blessing, Hinata. I need to think about this. Please know this means a lot. I'm really happy we met. I will fist pump into the air. A perfect outcome. Satisfied, I soon fall asleep. Puppeteering this ass around. Kosuke calls me to his apartment on my next day off to talk to me in person about his parents. I think of a few encouraging, comforting words and even have a small tissue pack ready. I think that's all I need for this. Oh no. I can't help but let my eyes wander to where Miss Shirashita sat when we first met, with a bloody towel pressed to her neck as I tasted the most delicious fear I've ever eaten in my life. Kosuke guides me to the couch and when we sit down, I lean onto him, pushing a strand of hair behind his ear as I hum, elated from the memory. Kosuke doesn't mind me touching him anymore. So I'm here and all ears. Kosuke sighs and leans his forehead against mine. I think it's the first time I'm opening up about this, but you've always shown me that you care about me, so I think it's fine. If it's with you. He takes my hand and nuzzles my cheek into it. I'm the middle child of three. My older brother graduated from the highly regarded Tokyo University, while I graduated from Kyoto University. He was always a step ahead. While I don't think I'm doing as bad as a psychologist, it always felt lacking to my parents. Even if they don't fully say it, I can feel it. My youngest sister may not graduate from the University of Tokyo, but she has her charm, and she's ensnared our parents' heart as a social butterfly. All in all, I guess I felt like I didn't have a guaranteed place there compared to them. I think they also just might be a little afraid of me. Do I seem intimidating? He slowly pushes me down, looking at me with cold eyes that feel like an entrance to an endless abyss. His fear morphs into spiky arms and hands, complete with growing claws. Even though they can't physically touch me, they still try to dig into my arms. Ooh. Kosuke, don't I always say I'm here for you? What does that tell you? I smile at him, ecstatic with slowly eating his fear. I guess I'm not. I leans towards you. Presses my cheek as he smiles coldly. Could it be that you're turned on? Do you like it when I push you down? Oh, what the heck? Ha, as if. I usually like being in control. But his fear, it's too much. I grab his face and pull him down to kiss him, even biting his lip. I was letting go, sitting up. I'll stop this for now. I'll tell you my parents after all. I slip as well and rest my chin on my hand. I do think that I react differently to something compared to others. No, really. Maybe my parents have had a hard time understanding why I do certain things. Maybe you should tell me a version of their story while leaving out details that seem too intimate to them or wouldn't be favorable to them. In Miss Shirazi's case, it felt more like she was trying to avoid remembering the scariest moments. In Kosuke's case, either he truly doesn't understand what's too much for other people, or he doesn't want to scare me. He did ask me if I find him intimidating. Isn't that a bit of a paradox? This first time I tried so hard to understand a human. This is a bit more difficult than I thought. Anyway, loyalty. That's what he wants. Oh, it's a test. I rest my hand on his lap and smile. I am me, Kosuke. I'm not your parents. I like being with you. His face crumples and he looks away. Embarrassed and sad, his fear shrinks. I gently hold his hand. So you ready to face off with me? He nods, pulls me up, and hugs me tightly. Feels something wet on my shoulder. Is he crying? I pat his back and smile. I'll gladly take over your heart, my little hunting dog. The next day off, we visit his parents. They live in a house built in a Japanese style, complete with its own little garden. Outside they have a car and some bicycles, probably from when Kosuke and his siblings were younger and still lived at home. Meeting the parents, oh my goodness. Welcome. Brought some sweet as a polite gesture to his parents, but I noticed they exchanged nervous looks when Kosuke approaches them, but they soon act like they're happy to see him. They continue to act polite and welcoming, but the tension doesn't quite leave. Just when I thought we would sit together and eat the seeds of tea, Kosuke turns to me. I'm going to have a longer time with my parents and catch up with them. You can wait in my old room. Lower my voice. Come all the way to your parents' home. There's no meeting if I leave you now. He gives me a genuine smile. It's alright, we need just discuss some things. Left with no other choice, I followed him to his old room on the second floor. His room has wooden support beams on the walls and tatami mats on the floor. On them stands a single bed with a wooden frame, and on the left, a polished wooden study desk with high school math books in the right corner. Some open shelves stand near the door with little gadgets like an older handheld game console resting on them. Yeah, we got the Game Boy. Next to them are the old game cartridges and manga volumes neatly organized. Two sliding doors on one wall indicate a built-in closet. Maybe it's an old one in which you store a futon, or a newer one to hang clothes in. Sit wherever you like. You can even read some of the manga if you want. I have the old classic Dash Dunk. I'll be right back. Oh man. Now what should I look at? I'm looking at the doors. There's his high school uniform and some neat preppy looking clothes. He must have liked looking clean cut and neat even back then. Look closer. What's this? Oh! When I look inside, I tense up. There's a small animal skull, slightly covered by a small piece of fabric, like it was put to bed. Next to it, are colorful pens, an old tamapachi, and other small things a child or teenager would treasure. They seem all over the place, as if they're from multiple children with various preferences. Wait, is that a cleanly ripped out fingernail? Oh, hello! Turn Taraka around. I feel Kosuke's hand digging in my shoulder. It's rude to dig into someone's inside someone's home, did you think? Okay. Why'd you have to look at my old treasure? Thought you were the one. Try to tear me to pieces. If I don't say something soon, I don't know what he'll do to me. Hands are already on my neck. I desperately try to scream, but only a few words come out. Tell me about finding him? Oh, don't worry. If I tell my parents you collapsed, they'll just let me leave with you. They're too scared to really ask. More choky sounds escape me. I can barely register sniffles and mumbles. Why'd you have to look, Hinata? Vision turns dark. In the end, I was the one who got devoured. Oh. Oh, what the? Okay. I guess we just fucking die. Hang on, I'm checking the thing. That was really good. That was Fearbonding. Thank you so much to the devs for letting me play. It is currently in alpha on Steam, I believe. Let me double check. I can type. Yep, it is currently on Steam. I highly recommend you guys check it out. It was very good. Definitely come back to look for more endings. In the meantime, give me 1 minute to find the next one. There we go. And while I get this set up, I'm just gonna run ads. Do 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 do. Everything's good. That was very good. I might buy the full game. That was actually very, very fun. Haha, I'm excited for this next one though. We're gonna play Taisho Romance Theater next. So let me pop that up and let me... Give me 1 moment. Do 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 do. I think I fixed it. Give me a... Give me a second while I try to get to... There we go. Let's get the game captured. Do 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 do. There we go. Cool. This works really well. Alright. Let's go and enter in the game. We'll say no. Just to keep it POS friendly. Oh! I don't know where to turn the music down. Exit. Theater guide preferences. Double wish list. Ah, here it is. Text speed up. There we go. And I will start. This is Taisho Romance Theater. I've also been excited to do this one. I think I might be dreaming. Oh! Ooh, here it's pretty. Warm, soft darkness wraps around me. Its boundless distance, specks of light glimmer like emeralds. Give me 1 moment, actually. Move right here. I like the music. I drift into this hypnotic blackness, which bathes my bare eyes, ears, nose, and mouth in bliss. As a brilliant jade hue engulfs my body, the stars begin to blink in unison. And from the farthest depths from within me, such an intimate darkness rises a chorus of sighs so familiar that it brings tears to my eyes. Ah, here you are. Something brushes gently against my cheek, delicate as a feather. It stirs a breath of air that ripples in my vision. Even smaller than I thought, so it's been this long. I want to open my mouth to ask whose voice is it. But what reaches my senses before the voice is a taste, bitter and impossible to describe. Why can't I remember your name no matter how hard I try? At some point, I'm not sure when, that feather-like sensation gently settled over my face. Why are you making that face? That's not like you at all. Well, I'd like to gaze at you a little more, but this place is not for you. I'm sorry to have troubled you. Kotori Sakuma. Next time we meet, don't forget me. Whoa. Kotori, is this us? Back over here. My head hurts. Who's calling me? I love the art style so much. Oh my goodness. Ugh. Are you alright? Come on, wake up. Wheel. A voice tinged with concern. Someone gently shaking my shoulder. I pry my eyes open. The familiar interior of the car swims into view. And so does Kazuya. His face taut with worry. Thoughts and memories fall back into place. The din outside seeps through the windows, and the car speeds along the road lined with glass and street lamps. We're on our way to our new residence in Ginza. The trope leader, Kazuya, seems intent on settling down in Tokyo this time. No, I'm fine. I guess I just overslept. I couldn't wake you up at all. Are you having a nightmare? My body's still sluggish from sleep, and cold, clammy sweat clings to my skin. In the car window, I see my reflection, haggard and drawn. Maybe I did dream of something, but no matter how hard I try, I can't dredge up the faintest memory of it. Hi, Chance. Welcome in. I glance at Kazuya. Anxiety still written all over his face, and he's been so pale lately. For a moment, I can't tell which one of us looks more like they've just escaped a nightmare. Oh, that's really funny. I better not worry him. It's nothing. I'm just a bit tired. What about you? You didn't get any rest either. You look even worse than me. You were tossing and turning in your sleep. I thought you were having another flare-up. Oh, how'd that go? As long as you're fine, that's all that matters. It's been a whole year. We can't expect everything to be like it back then. The flare-ups. That's a long story. We're supposed to arrive in Tokyo a year ago to begin our tour, but maybe that's how accidents are, with no rhyme or reason. Something happened to our train that day. I hit my head during the accident, so now I can't recall much from it before. By some stroke of luck, no one else in the trip was seriously injured. Only I was knocked unconscious for quite a while, leaving me with headaches that come and go. Well, that's good. I'm glad it went well. Since then, Kazuya's gotten overly worried about me. His own health has been getting worse too, though he's still in good spirits. Just like Hatsuyuki, she claims it's only from the shock, but whenever I say to take it easy or get some rest, she either doesn't answer or changes the subject. I'll blow dry. Well, I'll get some proper rest once the premiere is over. Things are fine for now. Thank you for caring so much about me. Anyway, Tokyo seems to have changed again. Did the tracks run this far out last time? It's quite the sight. How's it feel to be back after so long? Kazuya's words leave me at a loss. Everyone says I grew up in Tokyo, but I have only a fleeting impression of this vast city. Also, this might be a problem with all big cities, but everything here just feels suffocating. The buildings, the railway lines, the bustling throngs. Do I really fit in here? What was that? Nothing. Well, if you want to know, I'm just a bit worried. Why this all of a sudden? We can't possibly be the only trope in Tokyo, can we? That's what's bothering you. It'll be fine. With you and Hatsuyuki here, all we need to keep doing what we're done during the tours. Why was that so hard to read? Stupidity coming in clutch again, guys. I suppose it's good that you're so nervous. Who's nervous? Alright, have it your way. Well, Hamuro-sensei gave me the script a couple days ago. You want to go over it tonight? Hamuro-sensei came back? Hamuro-sensei is a playwright on good terms with Kazuya. Kazuya has always held them in high regard and entrusted them with the script this time. Although Hamuro-sensei is technically a member of the troupe too, they've always been elusive. I haven't seen them a single time in almost a week on the road. I thought we'd be waiting a while longer. You mean that's just no one told me? Sorry. I was planning to tell you once we got settled since we've been on the go lately. rest has to come first. Nihondashi, we're almost there. Not this again. Fine, I'll let you off this time. So this is Ginza. The closer we get to Ginza, the more I can sense Tokyo's opulence. My only real impression is of the crowds, but here at least the extreme value of every square foot of land is almost tangible. Living in a place like this, Kazuya said we had investors backing, but I still can't help feeling uneasy. Don't trust investors. Not to mention the car rental fee. We use the pinch pennies to make ends meet. My thoughts drift further and further away. By the time I regain my focus, Kazuya has already moved on to another topic. Oh, did I ever tell you about what Ruba was saying? Sorry, what? Apart from mentioning it's in Ginza, he's never brought it up. It must have slipped his mind with everything going on. The house we're staying in, half the ground floor, is rented out to a cafe. I hear it's quite a popular spot. Though the coffee isn't really a novelty in Tokyo anymore, their fresh fruit ice cream is one of a kind. I remember you and Hatsuyuki loved this back in school, and you were the only ones who could afford it. And I must say, isn't it kind of weird eating cold treats in winter? But the look in Kazuya's face somehow stops the words in my throat. It's like he's lost in memories. Huh. Maybe I really did love those little treats back then. I'll give it a try if I get the chance. We still got some way to go. Anything else in your mind? Tell me more about the old days. What a sudden interest. Where to begin? I guess I'll start with how things were before the trip came together. We first met in Sasaki-sensei's piano class. He always had that stony face looking so glum. I couldn't really hold a conversation, so Hatsuyuki tried every trick to make you smile. We found out you liked ice cream only because she dragged you to try out the nearby cafe. You barely said a word, but you sure weren't shy with the food, so... Then you blurted something out, which is how we learned that you thought it was cool. Oh. Much as I'd love to shoot this down, that does sound like the kind of things I do. Judging from Kazuya's expression, he could keep going. No, I don't think that'll go well. Let's leave it at that. Anything else? How have you two been lately? You and Hatsuyuki both look so worn out every day. Your mind's always wandering. You two aren't keeping anything from me, are you? No, why would we? I haven't even said anything. You're getting all worked up? Sorry, I just what? I was just teasing you earlier, but the truth is I also... Well, we've had so many delays getting to Tokyo, I didn't want to bring down the morale. Kazuya forces a smile, but seems rather strained. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have pushed you like that. But you know you can talk to me about these things. Yes, I know you worry about me too. Thank you. I can tell you have more questions, don't you? This is interesting so far. It's just a lot of reading. But that's what a visual novel's for, isn't it? Yeah, what's the script? Romero-sensei says based on your... Right, you don't remember. He once brought back a manuscript of an old play from quite a long time ago. Romero-sensei took a look and said it was very inspiring. Apparently this new script was influenced by it. I brought that? Yes, but that was ages ago. Back when the trip was just getting started, later you gave the manuscript to Hamura-sensei. If you want it back, I'll ask it for you when you return. See, sometimes I think he really takes things too seriously. It's fine. No need to bother. As we speak, the car makes a turn past the cafe sign. It veers away from the bright, bustling main street and comes to a stop in a narrow alley. All that glitter and clamor vanishes abruptly along with the words I meant to say. Oh, and now it's snowing. It was raining, but now it's snowing. The alley is deserted, but neatly swept. The space before the doorway is lit by the dim glow of a yellow lamp. The cars carrying the other members are already parked up ahead, and people are moving back and forth with luggage. Alright, let's go. I didn't even notice because you're getting out. The coat draped over his arm as his gentlemanly air as he opens the car door on my side. Never mind. Ugh, it's cold. Ooh, long hair. Oh, wait, he's tall. Yo, he is tall. After so long inside the warm car, it slipped my mind how biting the wind would be. I hardly scramble back to grab my jacket, but Kazuya beats me to it. He shakes out the coat he's holding and wraps it around me. He buttons my collar, takes a step back, looks me over head to toe, and then nods in seeming satisfaction. There we go. Oh. The faint scent of alcohol and antiseptic is now more noticeable than ever. The chilly air still brushes against my exposed skin, but for some reason I feel as if I'm burning up instead. I'll go first. Ah! Oh my god, you bumped into a random person. To read their indifference is insane. I'm trying to shake out this odd atmosphere, but I hastily barge ahead. I forgot to pay attention to my surroundings. Before I know it, I'm crashed headlong into a young man. It's not the pain that hits first, but strange, cloyingly sweet smell like rotting fruit. Sorry, I was watching where I was going. Are you alright, Singho-san? Katori, you alright? I'm fine. Sorry about that. I'm just glad you're okay. Let me clear this up for you. Damn. Time for a break, at last. After unpacking the last suitcase, I've got no energy left for etiquette. I collapsed onto the sofa, utterly spent. Leaning against the soft cushion, I stare blankly at the ceiling light for a while until I feel myself gradually reviving. And the gifts I brought? They're still jumbled heap in the corner. The Poloina seals on the wrapping gleam under the light. I receive these gifts every month. I practically have the pattern memorized down to the last detail, but they leave me unexpectedly irritated. To be honest, I have no clue who's been sending them, but Kazuya told me they've been arriving backstage ever since my debut performances. Always stamped with the same Helena seals. Oh my god, he's got an obsessive parasocial fan. This poor dude. This poor man. It's most likely some young master or lady from a distinguished family since they get to use an emblem, but their taste is unfathomable. Most of the gifts just end up collecting dust. Ah, look at the time. They're probably waiting at the rehearsal room for now. Forget it, I'll deal with this stuff later. My hair's fine. Turned to glance behind me, but it's empty. Nothing there at all. That was just my imagination. Why am I getting so paranoid? Hey, been waiting long? Not at all. Wouldn't it be better to take a break tonight instead? I reflexively touch my face. Kazuya notices. I can't help but laugh. Don't worry, you haven't got eye bags. Here's the script. Why don't you take a look first? He hands me a stack of neatly bound papers, the cover entirely blank. Tochiro Takemi. Got any rice? Oh my god, the rice is haunting me now. Leave me alone. Shop attendant. Oh my Takemi-sama. You've come at an unfortunate time. The H rice is long gone. All that's left is the grain from the new harvest. Not a single bag. Not a single bag. If you want some, you'll have to come earlier tomorrow. And ready your purse, for the price has risen by 1 cent. Fine. I've still got dried fish at home. The change is good for the appetite. It's no big deal. I'm off. You'll need to see me out. Take care, sir. Penniless wrench. How long will radishes, leaves, and dry fish fill your stomach? Ahem. Sensei, you're getting distracted again. My apologies. You've seemed down lately because of the unpaid wages. You're still a student. You needn't worry about these things. I'll be here for class no matter what. Oh. No, I'm not thinking about school. It's just that I saw a job advertisement the other day for a newspaper. I was thinking, you write such fine essays, Sensei. It wouldn't hurt to give it a try, don't you think? And it pays so well. But it's been years since That doesn't matter, Sensei. There are lots of students eager to try their luck in urgent need of your guidance. I'm out of firewood. The rice, too. Where do these rats come from? Not a grain spared. There's still the rent. Is it true? With no money, is there no hope? At least this pen can still write. In late spring, as warmth returns to the land, I receive an invitation from an old friend, and thus a journey to a temple within the mountains to behold the weeping cherry in full bloom. How have you been? He inquires of me. Perhaps due to the heady wine and the petals that float within my cup, I find myself wholly intoxicated. The deepest truths of my soul, it seems, can only be spoken amidst such sweet scenery. Wait, why is it cut off? He seems to seem surprised. Maybe it's a misprint? Never mind, I'll improvise for now. Ooh. I simply think this moment as well. I say, parents, the less said done the better, but perhaps there's some work to set upon their actions, or I say, everything to pursue happiness would be so exhausting. Fun. Wait, what? As soon as I speak to the line, the remaining text is swept away by some unforeseen force. In its place, blank lights rise and squirm across the page, weaving themselves into new words faster than I can blink. My blood feels like it's boiling, surging through my veins, it's searing my throat. The pain blazes like a swallowing flames, as if raw flesh is being torn from my mouth to feed those growing black lines. My mind goes blank when I manage to come to. I flip ahead in a few pages and text us something to a coherent story. There's no remaining trace of distortion from before. My friend's face is steeped in the glow of dust. The faint memory stirs. That's not how it goes. My eyes are fine. Am I haunted or something? A dull ache blooms in my head. My temples drawn tight, pounding. Those black marks imprinted on my retina twitch spasmodically in the corners of my vision. As soon as I focus my gaze into perfect ordinary blocks of type, lying completely still. It's as if this is how they've always been. It's everything I just saw was a mere illusion. Ooh. My dazed look must be too obvious. Kazuya puts down a script with a mix of confusion and concern back on his face. Is that all for today? My eyes kind of hurt. Sorry, I've crumpled the pages. We gotta take a break first. It's my fault. I should have made sure you got enough rest before talking about the script. I'll bring you a new copy when you're feeling better, alright? I really don't want Kazuya worrying about me. Before I knew it, a lie comes rolling off my tongue to cover things up. Forget it. It's better to have him think that I'm tired than have him know I might be losing my mind. Hattori? Thanks. That sounds good. But still, you read the script. Can I borrow yours for now? Damn. As the cold water splashes in my face, there's a bladed flare of pain in my forehead. Kazuya's copy of the script is also the alternate version, but he wouldn't joke around about that. Oh, I accidentally skipped. Whoops. Everything seems as though it's always been this way. And that's the thing I saw in the mirror. What is going on? Looks like the curses and hauntings meant to be flights of fancy after all. Whoa! Person. Oh, Hattori! Huh? Hey, Superstar, you don't look so good. Has Kazuya been giving you a hard time? Oh, this is Hatsuki. Oh, she's pretty. Only the sound of that familiar voice makes me realize I've been in a trance here for who knows how long. The troup's leading actress blinks at me. She's standing before me, her green eyes as vivid as two emeralds against her pallid skin, their gaze locked unwaveringly on my face. When'd you get here? No, wait. Did you get any rest? When? Oh, I guess around the time a certain Hattori was spacing out, his stomach started growling. Growling? Alright, let's go grab a bite to eat. You can't sleep on an empty stomach, just to keep me company, okay? Natsuyuki takes my hand and pulls me off the sofa with a gentle tug, like a snare closing around a fledgling. Her hand is so cold, but her eyes stay fixed on me, narrowed slightly at the corners like a cat, or a bird, or a fox, or some other sharp and sly creature waiting for my response. I can't recall exactly how close we used to be, classmates and friends. Despite that, I think I could lose my memory all over again and still be helpless to refuse her. How about the cafe next door? Shall we? Cafe's fireplace is lit. We're here right at dinner time. The air is rich with the warmth and aroma of food. Perfect for soothing strained nerves. It's been a while since we last shared a meal. Thinking about it, as I nestle into the soft armchair in the corner, that feels like a lifetime ago. Hatsuki calls the server over for the menu. While I flip through it, she props her chin on her hand, staring straight at me. I give in, closing the menu, raising it to shield my face. I think I hear her laugh. Sound drifts across the table and winds its way into my ears. The soda water in the sandwich, thanks. What about you? This one, I guess. There's a rustle from her side, and the menu is plucked from my hands. Hatsuki stacks the two hefty folders together and passes them to the waiting server. Once the server's gone, her gaze returns to me, her expression abruptly serious. Alright, enough of that. What's with you today? You seem so out of it. You're giving me a real scare. I'm not like Kazuya. I won't just let you get away with I'm fine. Her tone is light, but I know that she means it. There's no bluffing my way out from under that gaze. Not today. I'm not sure where to start. Let's start from, arriving in Tokyo. How about that? If you say so. With Hatsuyuki's gentle eyes trained on me, a feeling slowly stirs, the sense that it might not be too bad to talk about this after all. When I finish my last sentence, Hatsuki's still watching me silent and solemn. At the Raj smiles, there's something a little uncanny about it. Had any dreams lately? When I fell asleep in the car, I think I dreamed about something really important, but I can't remember what it was. Let me think. I'm sure you heard all stories about Japanese legends about gods and spirits, haven't you? There are more deities up in Takamagahara than there are grains of rice in a vat. Wait, are you serious? Since your surname is Sakuma, I say this must likely be a possibility. Here, hold up your hand. Block the light for me. What's Sakuma got to do with it? Even as I think this to myself, I'm already reaching out to enfold her small, cold hand in mine. The odd glowing sensation revives within me, a restless current which seems to be drawn towards something, but without the searing pain from before. Oh my god, a bird! And Hatsuyuki's hand specks of light emerge from nowhere. They flicker briefly as if needed by an invisible force. They condense into a little bird that glows with faint blue light. The young bird's downy gray feathers graze from my fingertips with an airy wisp of warmth. It perches on Hatsuyuki's palm, head cocked to the side, looking very much like a duck. Is that a swan? When I finally managed to start out those words, Hatsuki burst into an uncontrollable laughter, her shoulders heaving with mirth. The blink of an eye, the little bird dissolves back into speckles of light and fades with her chuckle. It's a duck! Just a duck! The point is, that's how it feels, isn't it? Something is about to burst out from within you and you have strange visions. Yes. Right, we still got some time before the food comes, so I'll tell you a thing or two. What you bear is an inborn talent. The gods generously bestowed their dregs upon a lucky few, and so we gained a sliver of power. Power that's never truly ours to wield. What the fuck? Okay. Who can say if it's a blessing or a curse, but an variability grants us some special abilities, and of course, it's passed down through the bloodline. That part isn't great. Not sure what the exact terminology is used in Japan, but anyway, just think of it as sorcery, onmyodo, or Shinto magic. That sort of thing. According to most, let's call them mages. According to most mages, there are two kinds of magic. Oh? One kind can be wielded by mages through studies, though it still involves some simple rituals. The other is unique magic born from the fusion of oneself with these dregs. It's known as a talent. Even within a single family, no two people share the same talent, so they're like the quirks. I don't know what your talent is, but it's best to keep that to yourself. That's because most mages have a strict taboo against magic that deals with the soul, or life and death. If everyone were to treat life and death so carelessly, the world would be thrown into chaos. This kind of magic also takes tremendous toll on the body. My point is, keep your secrets, even from me. Oh boy. The burden upon the body. For here, Hatsuki lifts a hand and taps her temple. It becomes too gray, the mage's flesh will gradually mutate into a more primitive state, until they transform into a monster, mindless and deathless. Most call this process reversion. And so far, there seems to be no way to undo it. Ooh, spooky. You mentioned earlier that your named Sakuma, so that's why you brought it up? Just like I carry the name Barakinska. The Sakuma family is renowned in Japan too, after all. When we first met, you were an ordinary person and never expected it to turn out like this. Maybe it was that accident. I failed to protect everyone. Hatsuki's voice gradually lowers, her expression clouds. Her fingers twist together. Accidents can't be predicted. That's just how they are. Yeah, he's got a point, dude. Waiter arrives with the tray and starts to arrange the dishes before us. Only then does the transient space of ours awaken from its heavy silence. The sandwich exudes just the right amount of heat, and just when it leaves an aroma from the toast mingles evenly with the fragrance of the scrambled eggs and steak. Combined with the lettuce sprinkled with sauce, it all sparks a rare thought in me. That seems worth a try. Tsuki's plate of konjac drizzled with black syrup. She frowns as she struggles to swallow an entire piece. She once said that she hates this sort of thing since it's like biting into a limp and slimy slug. Might be making my doubts too apparent. After catching her breath with a gulp of lemonade, Hatsuki begins to speak, uncharacteristically hesitant. Don't give me that look. I need to keep in shape these days. I don't want to have to adjust my costume later. How do you like the food here? Well, my tongue's having a pretty good time. Is that so? Good. Alright, tomorrow, do you want to check out the theater because we get booked for our performance? You try getting up on stage, who knows? It might help set the mood. And satisfy curiosity? And satisfy my curiosity. Oh shoot. I'm still drinking my soda as Hatsuyuki forces down the plate of konjac, settles the bill, thrusts her hand out the door to catch the falling snowflakes. She also had impeccable table manners. That konjac must have really put her off. Put on my coat, doing at the buttons, as I pass through the motley crowd lettering the cafe, and a strangely familiar figure brings my feet to a standstill. It's a girl clad in an ornate gown, expressionlessly sipping her drink. The red and gold flare of her skirt reminds me of a fish gliding through dark water. Whoa, that's some fancy food. Oh, whoa, she looks just like him. What the? The table's laden with dishes, and a maid stands next to her slicing the food. The girl's back remains fattishly straight, even when her spoon swirls through the coffee without a sound. But when those golden eyes turn my direction, a shiver runs through me like a serpent just clamped down on my neck. Now back to myself, I flee. I shove him the cabin door and put a spoke between me and her gaze. Uh-oh. What's up? Why the rush? Nothing. We should get back. Hatsuyuki saunters down the street with me in tow. The sky is darkened and a thin layer of snow carpets the ground, already melting in the warm air and swinging from the storefronts and then freezing again from slick ice beneath her feet. Round the corner, a simple udon stall sits at the mouth of the alley. The rich scent of oil and soy sauce bubbles forth. It brings some touch of life to the otherwise deserted alleyway. Even from this distance, I can hear the drunken hubbub at the stall. Chief, can you keep it down? What? So the basket could dump this hot potato in my lap and I can't say a damn thing about it? How's that supposed to work? He claims he's got no connection, so he thinks I got enough to deal with that old fox's tricks? Oh, what the? We don't have any other choice. Shibata-kun! Oh, she is so mad. She's grumpy. This one's interesting so far. The magic kind of came out of nowhere, but it's kind of cool. I like that a lot. Also, did anyone else get, like, messed up vibes from the lady at the table? She's all just like, ugh, you know? Anyone else get, like, scuffed up vibes from that lady? I don't know. Everything seems interesting so far. Makes me wonder, how does main character losing his memories relate to everything? Character designs are also really, really nice. They're not too over the top either, which is also nice. The theme of the world also seems to be genuinely muted down as well. It's very, like, industrial-y version of Japan. Instead of, like, something else. I don't know. I don't know what the words I'm looking for are. I really don't. Local bat tries to find words to explain things and fails. Batakun, as soon as something comes up, you're always cringing with your tail between your legs. Knock it off. It's not like I can handle this either. Tell me, what the hell does he want from us? The kid refuses to go home. What am I supposed to do? Break his legs and drag him back? What a shit show. I guess I just gotta put up with it. Chief, please. That's enough. Huh? The inebriated woman suddenly swivels like she has eyes in the back of her head, shoots a glance right at us. She then gives the young man next to her a hard smack on the shoulder. Oh, Chief! Whatever, just eat your noodles. By the time we skirt around those two drunkards and make our way back to the lodgings, the night is fully descended. That was interesting. Thank you, Abel. Ugh. From me. Hatsuyuki quietly nudges the door ajar, and like a squirrel, she slips through the narrow gap. Warm air billows from within. A faint tingling ache slowly returns to my cheeks, numb from the cold wind. It's pitch black indoors. I hear scattered rustling sounds. Huh? Why are the lights all out? Hatsuyuki and I are back. Where's everyone? 1, 2... What? Whoa! Welcome home, Sakura-kun. What is happening? Golden flakes and colorful ribbons cascade from above, accompanied by the clicking of a light switch. The trout members pop out of their hiding in every corner of the first floor like mushrooms after rain, their hands still dusted with flecks of gold. Seizing the moment, Hatsuyuki slightly wraps her arms around my shoulders, leaving me no chance to dodge the ensuing flurry of embraces. Oh boy. You guys, what's going on here? First, we're celebrating the grand finale of our Emerald Eye Tropes National Tour. Tokyo! Sure, we're into some delays this year and didn't get to schedule any shows. But from Kyoto to Nagoya to Osaka to Tokyo, and all those little towns in between, we've been going strong for 2 whole years. It's been rough. Oborotani-kun and I spent the whole day unpacking and settling in before we could even think about pulling this off. And wow, our costumes won't even fit inside 2 huge wardrobes now. Who would have thought? Every time from Molière to Shakespeare, we didn't notice at the time, but it's only when you start taking stock of all the costumes and props it really hits you. Real. And there's more. Oh right, we're celebrating that the Fool's Feast is already sold. How many tickets was it again? It's a full house, 800 seats plus the VIP boxes on the balcony. That's right, on opening night, even after laying low for nearly a year, people still remember us. Naniwa's vibrant voice practically drills through my eardrums into my skull. I curse myself for not having 2 extra hands to shield my ears against the onslaught of sound waves. Oof. Enough of that. And there seems to be loyal fans of the troupe visiting from elsewhere. They come all this way just to see this performance. All thanks to our leader and everyone, and of course Takuma-kun especially, or else we wouldn't be doing this well. Oh, we must be really good actors then. Guys, that's enough. Oh, what's the matter? Could it be our hotshot leading man who sells out entire theaters is shy about being so popular? Don't you join in too? So he is good at acting. But of course, who can resist the awkward look of Kotori's when he's obviously over the moon but thinks it's uncool to get excited about compliments? Natsuyuki will spare my exact thoughts with a grin as Kazuya and the others laugh. Heat rising on my face might be enough to steam me alive. Alright, my cake is ready. I'm not late, am I? You're all in such a good mood. What are you chatting about? Meiko-san, you've gotten the Western desserts now, on top of all the Japanese cooking? Since when? This cake, it can't be. Hee, I learned it from the cafe owner next door. A celebration needs something special. Celebration. It's just celebration. Oh my god. This flavor, don't you? We're getting into that. Suiko-kun sneaking a bite. Oh, he's stealing. Huh? I'm just sampling the flavor. Came out great. Guys, cut it out. I haven't had it yet. After the whirlwind of chaos, all that remains is the empty palette of cutlery smeared with cream. One by one, Kazuya persuades everyone to return to their rooms since it's getting late. The first floor, so lovely a while ago, now hosts Satsuki and me, along with the scattered remnants of gold flakes, ribbons, and confetti. Every iota of strength is drained from my body, and my eyelids are so heavy that they can barely stay open. Ugh, I'm so tired. It's gonna be such a hassle cleaning this up. Natsuyuki chuckles when she hears this. Well, it's a celebration after all. It was Naniwa's idea, so let's leave the clean up to him. What matters is that we all had fun. Real. Gets light-footed up the stairs and whirls back, read by the lights, and waves at me. Okay, I still have that chat with Kazuya. It's been a long day. You better get some rest, superstar. We still got that theater trip tomorrow. I really am exhausted. Back in my room, I can't even be bothered to wash up or get changed properly. Almost as soon as my head sinks into soft bedding, sleeping goes my eyes. Perhaps it's because so much happened today, my sleep is flooded with a dizzying array of fragmented dreams. When I next open my eyes, the room is still and surrounded by darkness, my body feels like lead, and a sharp, sour taste clings to the back of my tongue. I'm so thirsty. What time is it? I switch on the bedside lamp. The lower gold, the bowl says a dull... oh my god, I can read. A dim amber light across the room. The desk clocks and then its steady mechanical ticking. In the faint light, I could just make out the hour pointing to 9. I shut my eyes and tried to will myself back to sleep. Or more, I think it was 11 actually. It grows more and more alert. Every sense sharpens with it. My ears are flooded with the sounds of the wind, clockwork, and my own heavy breathing. Noises I normally overlook and now echo through me like roaring thunder. Can't sleep. Might as well get some air. The trope is dead silent at night. I gently close my door, treading carefully across the carpet. I wonder idly to the still unfamiliar building by the ashen moonlight streaming through the windows. My room, Natsuyuki's, and Kazuya's are on the 2nd floor. Muro-sensei's room is probably at the end of the corridor, though they seldom stay over. It's probably gathering dust right now. Looking down over the corridor banister, I see the reception hall and Kazuya's office. Opposite the office is the dressing room and the rehearsal room. Nothing better to do, I reread the nameplates on the doors, then follow the moonlit stairs upward. 3rd floor houses the other members. Every door is shut tight as the occupants are already deep in slumber. The window at the end of the corridor looks out upon the late-night streets of Ginza. The dogs are going crazy. There's no sight or sound of humans, only the gas lamp and the stars simmering together in soft hues. I tiptoe down the corridor as I pass one of the rooms. The murmur of voices brushes against my ears. I ate something today. I tried to stir it up, and when I got back, I just can't get it out clean. Is that Hatsuyuki? Need better to cut it open and clean it out? Person answering who seems to be standing further away, their voice is too muffled to make out. So, have you gotten any better at this? The stitching last time was a real mess. I could feel it even through the clothes. Oh? That's my fault too. More times it's cut open, the harder it is to sew back together. Usually I just empty things out just fine. I just don't know what's wrong today. You're too tired of this. It's winter, so it'll be a while before things start rotting. That should be fine, right? What's he talking about? They instinctively step back, the floor creaks beneath me. Who's there? Footsteps approach. I turn and flee. Not time to worry about the noise. All I want is to get back to my room as fast as I can. My ears are ringing from the sprint, which drowns out any sound of the door opening and closing. Going back to my room, I realize I'm gasping for breath. I can't go back out there. I am the bed and steady my breathing, but I can't help circling back to the words I overheard. Is Hatsuyuki sick? I can think makes sense of anything. Sleep, some violent exertion, claims me once more. Just before it takes me under, I think no matter what, I have to apologize to her tomorrow. Dreamless night passes. When I wake up, it's already broad daylight outside. I tidy myself up and head downstairs. Kazuya and Hatsuyuki are already up on the first floor. I'm not sure what they're discussing. Ah, is our sleeping beauty finally awake? We were just talking about you. Morning, Katori. What were you two talking about? Me? I'm wondering if we should get breakfast together, but Kazuya is such a busy guy, I couldn't talk him into it. Yes, there's an investor coming today, so I might be tied up this morning. Hatsuyuki shakes her head regretfully, makes her way behind me, and gives me a little shove. Looks like it'll be just the two of us then. Uh-oh. Oh! She's back! Why is she just standing there? Why are they... Something tells me these are twins. I like how she's just standing there uncannily too, just... You know, what the By the time we get to the cafe, it's 1 in the morning, there are a few tables occupied. The girl I saw yesterday still seated in the same spot next to the window, her head slightly lowered as she sips her soup in silence. I force down my budding knees and find a spot to sit with Hatsuyuki. There's a partition adorned with greenery which blocks the view, making me feel somewhat better. Hatsuyuki calls over the server and orders a cup of hot milk. I still don't have much of an appetite, so I just ask for a croissant. Someone on your mind? I couldn't sleep last night. Hatsuyuki adopts a theatrical look of dawning revelation. As I raises in her food and walks away, she knits her brows and lowers her voice. So that was you. This might be a problem. Uh-oh. What a problem? Are you sick? Or is the thing you mentioned? Magic? Spells? Haha. Oh dear, I'm just teasing you. It's no big deal. I'm in good health. Let the girl have her little secrets. She picks up her cup and takes a sip. Though her face is white, her demeanor brings a vigor. Did I interrupt you two? You could say that. It was quite the shock. Sorry. Hatsuyuki sets down her cup, stroking her chin with a mock serious air. To make amends, how about you go to Yokohama with me and see the flowers after the performance? And they've opened a new park over there. You and Kazuya both need to take a break sometime in the spring. It's settled then. Alright, eat up before your food gets soggy. Don't rush me, I'm gonna choke. We finish our meal, and just as we leave the cafe, a car pulls up to the alley entrance. The young man gets out of the car and shakes open a black umbrella, then bends down to open the back door. Whoa, who's this man? A long-haired man draped in a hayori steps out of the car. The umbrella shields him from the swirling snow, and even he is escorted into the alley. His striking scarlet figure stands out stark against the sea of gray. My gaze lingers on his back. When that face comes into view, even for a fleeting glance, I can't help but freeze. Who is he? What was that? Nothing. Let's go. The theater reserved for the premiere isn't large, but its decor is surprisingly exquisite. You do remember some of the Emerald Eye, right? Are you here to check on the auditorium setup? Mochizuki-san has rented a small auditorium here for rehearsing on a long-term basis. It's been set up as requested, and I can show you two around now. Oh. We're gonna stay up for a bit. How's he paying for all this? Are you free to use it? Of course, please follow for me. Please follow me. We follow the theater staff down a hallway carpeted in red wool, finally stopping before a massive door of black walnut. The door stands ajar. It takes the staff member some effort to pull it all the way open, revealing a sizable thrust stage. The grand drapes are drawn, exposing the set behind. Several crew members are adjusting the lighting, just as our guide said, this place is ready for use. Hatsuyuki stares briefly at the stage and turns around. She's silhouetted against the lamplight. Her eyes gleam from the shadows. Now this doesn't happen every day. How about we give it a go? Blink of an eye, Hatsuyuki whips out 2 scripts as if magic. She tucks one into my arms, and I feel an answering twinge of eagerness. Ever since the accident, Kazuya has insisted on my repercussion. It's only in rehearsal rooms that I regained innocence of being an actor. The face of a real stage, however, I feign nonchalance. There's no deceiving myself. I can't pretend I have no desire to stand upon it. Well then, let's try it. Oh boy. Ah, why oh why. What I wish to write, what I long to say, that is all which matters. Nothing else in the worldly concerns should hobble my steps. Ahem. Sensei, are you there? I brought you some rice. I haven't been to class lately. The students are all worried, so I came to check on you. Is everything alright? Why didn't the others come? You have household chores to attend to. I haven't fully recovered from my illness yet, and I'm not needed at home. I figured I'd come see you. If I can but silence her, peaceful days will be mine once more. For a time, precious time. I simply need to make it an accident. In that case, come in. Did anyone see you? Spotlight falls on Hatsuyuki. She opens her mouth, but no sound comes out. It's her next line. Why isn't she speaking? In the stifling frozen silence, my unease grows. I can hear the crew muttering. Hatsuyuki? Oh shit! The instant I say her name, her body sways, and then she collapses heavily on the stage, landing with a dull thud. What's wrong? Are you okay? My mind explodes into tumult. I practically trip over myself, scrambling to her side. She lies quietly on the cold, dusty floor. Her cheek smells with a trace of grayish powder. No matter how I shake her, there's no hint of response. I reach out a trembling hand, holding my breath. I gently bring it closer to her nose. She's not breathing. I put my nervous hands against her cheek and press up and down again and again. Housework, she'll be fine after this. I'll say. Press into my hair, tumbles over my eyes, until 5 bands of sweat ooze from my forehead. Hatsuyuki opened her mouth to let herself sigh. I knew it would work. Thank goodness. Hatsuyuki, don't scare her like that. Please wake up. Wake up? Stiffly, I place my ear against her chest. There's no pulse of life. Only coldness and decay, and the cloying sweetness of waiting from her collar like rotten fruit. Has to be a joke. Just a joke. It can't be, no. You're just talking. Don't tease me. What's wrong? Are you mad at me? Hatsuyuki's lips are parted. Unspeaking, I stare at her face. What changes have I missed in the past minute, the past half hour, the past day? Her eyes are wide open. Usually an adorable sight, but now those unblinking glassy eyes fill me with terror that drench me in a cold sweat. I can't look directly at them. How absurd everything suddenly is now. How ridiculous. We ate together. We made plans to look at flowers in Yokohama. We were enthusiastically performing just minutes ago. How could someone just die like this? Like every color has drained away in the blink of an eye, leaving behind nothing but a pale, empty shell. Where did she go? There's so much noise around me. After it occurs to me that the crew is screaming. Someone pulls me away. I tumble to the ground. It doesn't even hurt. Hey, watch out! Something's wrong. Call Kazematsu-san. The stage lights shine down upon her. White light enshrouding white corpse. White dust drifting in the air. Uniformed people close around the body, and the glassy green eye peers through a gap in the crowd, staring straight in my direction. Suddenly, it shifts. Oh shit. I blink with my dry eyes and finally see, in the shadows amidst the dust and the light, lurks a green-eyed monster. Monster ripples outward, flowing across the stage. The monster looks at me. It crouches over Hatsuyuki's body like a soul untethered from flesh. Fetus bursting from the womb. I've seen it before in the mirror. The white-feathered monster. Oh? Oh? July 5th. Oh. They're related. How very impolite of you, Mochizuki-san. I merely came to inquire how the boy is doing. I never imagined matters would take such a hazardous turn. Alas, now that it has come to this, I can only offer my sincerest apologies. Oh, everyone's dead. You... Has your wounds put open? Youngsters are so like us with their health. I appreciate you keeping this meeting between us, Mochizuki. After all, when it comes to family, it's only natural I get a little carried away, wouldn't you agree? You drove Kotori away years ago. He doesn't remember a thing now. Why are you still... Why, Mochizuki-kun, you ought to understand the reason better than I do. Oh, one more thing. Rather than suspect, my dear Kotori remains unaware of whatever you and Miss Hurt have been keeping from him. Am I right? How do you know that? You know, your son, the snow has stopped. I look at the time. Let's draw this little encounter to a close. Mochizuki-kun, if you could kind of inform your teacher that I'd very much like a word with him in the coming days, preferably sooner rather than later. Come along, Serena. Oh. So many stitches. My, this is quite something. The skin seems partially translucent. What's this? Ugh. They laid on that powder really thick. It's very well preserved. I've never seen a spell like this before. A fine piece of work. Well, since it could go on stage, I guess it was enough makeup to make it look like a living person. No wonder you called me in. Good job remembering to evacuate the civilians this time. Declared a medical emergency, whatever works. Where's the person who came in with it? Did you get a run in it? Zero response. Come on. Did it really scare him out of his wits? Hey, look up. Ugh. An acute, intense jolt of pain spreads through my jaw. But it's nothing. Nothing compared to the dying agonies that Hatsuki endured as she laid there. I had not noticed it earlier, but everything would be different. Anger engulfs me, smothering me, rising from the depths of my dried-out eyes. My mind restlessly chews through memories, spinning out scraps of details I once missed. If only we gone to the hospital earlier. Gone back to rest earlier. If only. Oof. Someone is speaking. The sound grates just like ringing in my ears. Hey, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Sir? Why? I thought I was supposed to have some magic talent. Why could I only watch her die right before my eyes? Something so useless, utterly useless. Was it because of that monster? It followed me here and killed Tatsuyuki. I did nothing but use spray. I've had enough of this. Ignore me, will you? Snap out of it. Oh, what the heck? Ooh. This flame pierces sharply through the side of my neck, then dissipates with an icy sting and a damp sensation spreading across my skin. My nerves trembling from their escape pull me back to the very reality I refuse to face. I look up to see a familiar face. It's the woman who was all stinking drunk at the udon stall last night. She's standing before me now, arms crossed, gazing at me with obvious displeasure. At the sight of my face, she immediately falters and her brows draw together, but she swiftly regains the impatient expression. Huh, so it's you. Me? She doesn't seem to be bothered by the conversation we overheard last night. She just turns to me, then glances at the crowd in uniform police all huddled around Hatsuyuki. Last night, I remember you and that girl, right? The one laying here, the deceased. You two were close, weren't you? Do you know if there's anything going on for her recently? Any illness or unusual relationships, or just anything out of the ordinary that happened to her? A sticky, acrid bitterness spreads through my tongue, and I could rake through every remaining memory of my amnesia-reading brain and turn up nothing. How'd you get the girl I've always known? I don't know anything. Sorry. Someone's eyes crinkle. Her expression softens as she sits down next to me. Feeling nervous? It's okay. I'm just here to get a sense of the situation. Lots of crime witnesses don't realize that anything they see might be useful to us. Probably just the same with you. Might be right, but my instincts keep going back to that monster, the one that seemed to be born from Hatsuki's corpse. Must have something to do with her death, along with what I overheard last night, but I don't know how to bring this up. I'm since my inner turmoil. She offers a reassuring smile, but it feels a little out of place. Now I'll ask you to answer. Fair enough, I'd like you to be honest with me. I'm Kaze Matsudo. Itsudo Kaze Matsudo, in Special Investigation Division. And you are? I always have to know who I'm talking to. Hattori Sakuma. Special Investigation Division? I'm not surprised you haven't heard of us. Know anything about parapsychology? What? I've heard of a society run by professors in the Imperial University doing research on extrasensory perception. Close enough. Yep, good enough. There are certain incidents that current knowledge, or should I say technology, can't quite explain. Those fall under our jurisdiction. Of course, as an ordinary civilian, you've got nothing to worry about. We just have our own methods, which is best not made public knowledge. In a city busy as Tokyo, any secret that gets out makes us back to the city in a few days. Parapsychology, it does ring a bell. There's a group of scholars fervently devoted to Western theories, trying to replicate telepathy and clairvoyance. So for the police to start a department like this, does that have to do anything with those magic users? Hatsuki. Goodness. Now I can't dwell on this right now. Monster might be... Alright, what do you want to know? In that case, I'll cut to the chase. From point of view, over the past, let's say 6 months. Would you say the deceased displayed no major changes compared to today? She seemed to behave normally, never felt seriously ill, and so on. Yes. Are there anyone she met with regularly? I mean, one-on-one. Family, friends, doctors, anyone at all. name, but all that occurs to me is outside performances, so you spent almost the entire past years in a trope. For some reason, Hatsuki is the sold one out, except for Kazuya and me, and maybe Hamuro-sensei. She hardly ever left the trope. Where she was mostly with me or a mutual friend, I rarely approached anyone on her own. His supply was pretty stable, so anything usual happened in the past few days. She said do anything out of the ordinary. Of course, it's fine if not. Last night at dinner, she ate something she normally dislikes. We were very close. This past year, dealt with my amnesia, but like most friends who see each other regularly, we didn't actually have any meals together very often. We only occasionally mention our food preferences in passing. Only now, compared to the situation, I realize how much of a fool I've been. That covers the basics. Now we'll get into some questions related to the special nature of our division. I give you a scare, but there's no time to ease you into things. You don't know what's going on with the corpse, do you? Let's move, parting and closing, slicing the words into shards that drives and slips in my ears, steady and relentless. Not mistaken, she's been dead for quite some time. Still unclear what could sustain a corpse's activity this long, with next to no decay. I'll have to hold off on a closer examination until we bring the body back. Oh, she's just been dead for a while. Okay. But how? Ever since her first met Hatsuki, Gishida's always been the same. With me, with everyone else, how could she have been dead this whole time? My voice on the verge of cracking, but Kazuya Matsudo just arches an eyebrow. You're just like anyone else for a long time. She spoke and she smiled, vibrant down to the smallest detail. It's not right. I thought with a few similar cases, it's rare but not impossible. You might want to ask that mutual friend of yours if something happened to her when you looked around. Ronnie shows extensive blunt force injury and numerous suture scars that she's been pieced together. Some of the wounds have been stitched multiple times. The surrounding muscle and skin is severely damaged. Specifically from here to there. Then reaches out, tracing a line from my shoulder down to my knee, until her hand finally presses against my spasming stomach. I try to swallow, but I find my throat scorched dry. It thrills with a deep-seated knife-sharp pain. Hasmaro's eyes met mine. I see my own reflection frozen stiff in her calm pink gaze. Eyes wide and staring, expression blank, a picture of utter absurdity. I haven't gotten to my question. It looks like you've got something on your mind. Well, out with it. You wanna know why your friend didn't look like this, don't you? Spit it out. It might open up another lead for us. Oh, shit. I open my mouth. My voice comes out hoarser than I realized. Who did this to her? And more importantly, who can get Hatsuyuki to cover up for them? I overeat Hatsuyuki at her place last night. She was complaining about having to cut something open to take it out. Was something we ate together yesterday? Probably. Living corpse doesn't have functioning organs. The food scraps just rot in its way in the stomach. And you're hesitating. Anything else? When she collapsed, I also saw a white monster. A white monster? Like a white monster energy drink? A white monster with wings. Its head unfolding like a lily. Her expression abruptly transforms. Her bright eyes pin me into the spot like a serpent looking at its prey. Okay, last question. As Kazuya Matsuru speaks, she switches back to that look of mild impatience, just like the spasm of motion now was nothing but my imagination. It's supposed to be the part where I squeeze the confession out of you but forget it. Do you know who rubbed you the wrong way? What? Because the cases we deal with, I don't generally explain all this nonsense to the people involved. Parapsychology does special division, and that all sounds way too far-fetched, like something out of a novel. We have our ways of making sure you spill every last detail you know and don't remember a single thing afterwards. You wouldn't even dream about it. When closing a case for most people, even for society at large, all we have to do is find a plausible excuse to smooth things over. Say an acute heart attack, or a stroke, or maybe drug abuse. These sorts of stories run with evidence are easy to come by. Of course, getting poisoned by a male companion and premeditated murder, that works too. What would have to happen in a theater in front of all these people, trying to suspect sense of ceremony. But those suspect heard the white monster he saw. They saw us trying to prove that this actor was so immersed in drama they lost the ability to distinguish between fantasy and reality. Delirious and raving, he turned his blade on a victim who came to the theater with him. Dinger and Korea notice he avoids eye contact as meter is furtive as he's hiding something. Since hide is suspicious, after a few rounds of questioning, the witness all developed the same impression. You follow what I'm saying? Damn. You're threatening me. Very clever. Oh. Let's not put it that way. Call it a mutually beneficial opportunity. You don't want to know what happens to the people we take into custody. Pretty good at telling me all this. You got a real knack for tough questions, do you know that? Her roar of laughter draws the attention of the remaining officers in the theater, but she casually waves them away. She turns back to me, dashing tears of laughter from her eyes, and slowly holds up two fingers. First off, someone asked me to stir up some trouble for you, but I can't stand him. Second, it's because of that thing you saw. A head cleft like a blossom lined with fangs, wings toward its wake of a weighty shadow, should be the might of its attention befall thee, then shall the 8-hour eyes swivel as one. Oh man. At the parrot of his, and the black magic practitioners call it, I spent years in hot pursuit of it, its followers. They appear next to the deceased, meaning that your friend, who was turned into a little corpse, was almost certainly under the control of a black mage who worships it. When we're after the same thing, don't you want to learn the truth behind her death? That mage is sure to know more than either of us. I can let you walk out the door unharmed, but in return you have to help me find them. Ooh boy. So now, ugh. That kind of makes me wonder, with how she said the emerald eyes swivel to one. Makes me wonder if everyone else in the trope is gonna die and he's gonna be the only one left. Maybe the leader of the trope is doing a ritual or something, I don't fucking know. I don't know. But it's interesting so far. The music's also very good. Why'd you hand me an open bottle of water? I wasn't shaking it. I was trying to grab it. My hands don't wrap around the water bottle. I got them goddamn baby hands. Ugh. But man, this took a sharp turn I was not expecting. Very interesting, very interesting. I like it a lot. I wonder if she's actually just still alive instead of living corpse. That's really interesting. I guess I don't have much of a choice. What do you want from me? Hi, Nimble. Ordinary people can't see the shadows of gods. You can do that, can't you? Ooh, shadows of gods? Okay. With those words, Kaze Matsudo extends her hand before me. Oh? Whirling gale erupts from her pawn, striking me square in the face. I instinctively hold my breath, my ears filled with the ringing wail of the wind. This is... I had my mouth shut, but I could tell from Katsuma's face that it's too late. You don't have to get into specifics. I'm not much of a snoop, and I'm not interested in the Sakuma family secrets. Yes, we should. That'd be really funny. Gay lawyers would be great. The point is, the fact that you can see the Lord, whatever the heck, makes you a rare and irresistible new recruit for them. I'm gonna find some way to get the news to them. But judging from the reaction just now, you have something you'd rather keep from me, don't you? If you'd like, you can go take care of whatever you want first. I'll be in touch when I can. Or we can wrap this up quickly and I'll handle the rest myself, meaning you'll be out of it. What do you think? You know what? No. I'm gonna head back first. Then, take this. Kazumatsuru pulls out a wallet from nowhere, extracts a stiff card, and thrusts it into my hand before I can refuse. Exquisitely crafted business card with black lettering against a white background, it has a solid heft to it, and the embossed patterns graze subtly against my fingertips like a touch of chill wind. Her name, number, and address are printed neatly on the card. Under the dim light, I can see flecks of gold powder glistening amongst the ink. There's no other necessary embellishment. Damn, fancy. Imbashi. Personal card? For a personal matter. She shrugs and brushes off the non-existent dust from her clothes. When you've gotten things sorted, give this number a ring, just ask for me. You have 3 days. If you think I'm giving you the slip, well, I'm a government employee. I think you get the idea. Yeah. Oh, man. There's one more thing I'd like to ask of you. Me? That look at yours. I like that look at yours. Go on, tell me. Hatsuki's body. No. Corpse. Can I take a look at it later? Once I've spoken to the others in troop, it won't take long. Oh? Now let's come to this. I have to see things for myself. I know, I'm so sad. I wish I got to play more. I'm really sad I didn't get to. All of them were so good. There's so much I've forgotten. Hatsuyuki was already like this when I met her. Now that she's gone, I can't let those scars be buried with her. At the very least, I need to know. You never seen a corpse so close, have you? Oh, dainty young master. Try not to scare yourself silly. But yeah, we can say... I mean, I plan to play all of them at some point. I want to finish the rest. Maybe I won't. We'll see. Well, since you ask, of course I can arrange a little thing like that. But you'll have to wait until the autopsy's over at least. Thank you. But, Chief, we're heading back with this and then... I know, just be careful with that or I'll dock your pay when we get back. Damn! She stands there, shooting me a party glance and strolls off towards the stage. Dang. How rude. Hatsuyuki's body is lifted onto a stretcher in a flurry of activity. Her arm dangles over the side, swaying stiffly with each jostle. Finally, together with the crowd, she vanishes beyond the heavy door. By the time I leave the theater, it's getting dark. I only realize then that my clothes are soaked in cold sweat. The wind's bitter cold seizes to my bones, stripping away any trace of warmth. Pale snow falls, dissolving beneath a light just as pale. Smoke-stained clouds loom overhead, and laden and oppressive. I have to pull my coat tighter around me before I walk into the crowd. Its clamor still reverberating through the night. I don't know. I mean, you could wait a little bit and stream them later. Or we could ask the devs. I don't know, some of them might just go back into being demos only and stuff. We'll see. I know, me too. I have to pull my coat tight around me before I can walk into the crowd. Its clamor still reverberating through the night. The canopy washes over me. Predictions for seasonal fashion trends, reviews for various cafes, plans for upcoming holidays, and the pervasive scent of money changing my hand. Changing its what? But the voice worth listening to is gone forever. I like how Kazuya and the others. First I have to pull myself together. Kazuya's bound to cry when he finds out. If I carry on like this, how is he going to cope? It's so unbearably cold. They were freaky. Oh. When I turn the narrow alleyway, what awaits me is a serene hush. Floorboards creak, I push the door open. The snow outside is still thin on the ground. In contrast, the shadows and silence feel deep and dark within the room. It's completely still as if no one is here. Why are the lights out? Kazuya? Not a single sound stirs in the house. Only a dull thud of my voice against the floorboards. Weird. It's been a whole day. You should be done with investors by now. Kazuya, I have to talk to you. Are you there? Where's my voice a little, but there's no reply. Naniwa-kun? Baranti-kun? Meiko-san? As silence diffuses through the empty house, waves of darkness wash over my face. Behind me lies the doorway to daylight, still within reach, but the Viscountess tendrils of fear are growing, snaking their way up my ankles. In this darkness, I spy something on the floor, a jumbled piece of shape slumped over like sacks stuffed with cotton and straw. My stomach, which had barely settled, clenches again, the tension hangs thick in the air. Faint scent of snow outside had already dissipated in the room's warmth. As I shuffle forward, what reaches my nose is a hint of rust, a bitter, salty, sweet whiff of metal. I fumble for the light switch. I flick it on, and what stares itself into my sight is a sea of familiar faces sprawled on the floor motionless. Nima, who bumped into me when I got out of the car, now lies quietly in the corner. Kazuya's briefcase next to him. He's as ghastly pale as the lifeless Hatsuyuki, and everyone else is lying here. The people whom I knew so well, who I've spent every day for a year or even longer, it's like they've all conspired to stage a cruel joke. Ooh. But no matter how I shake their limp bodies, I can't summon those familiar voices. The floor at the foot of the stairs is stained with dark splotches. In the lamplight, they gleam a baleful crimson, almost black. Ooh. Lost track of how I push my way into each room. At first I still harbored a sliver of hope, just enough to knock and wait for a possible response, but silence spreads like a pestilence, peeling away the manner and facade of self-deprecation. Absolute silence drives me mad, and yet unfathomably I still have enough strength to move. My body seems to act its own accord. All I can muster are panic breaths so loud and harsh that they drown out roaring silence. And so my doors lies the dead, scattered everywhere I look, bodies limp like puppets with severed strings. Opening each door is like unveiling a crudely made diorama. They loll on the beds, fingers still clasping books now sink into the soft carpet. Their bodies are grotesquely wedged between barrack chairs and desks, contorted in arcs worthy of a dancer. The heavy, turbulent, rotting fruit now spreads unchecked. It seeps through the corridor with the aromas of the fresh-cut flowers, welcoming incense, smelling my almost frozen brain until it's fit to burst. I mechanically inspect the rooms one by one, growing numb to finding bodies behind every door. Maybe I'm different from the mythical Grim Reaper who claims the life of every door he opens. What torments me most of all is that I can't find Kazuya. Before I know it, I moved on to the first or the third floor. The interval seems to have vanished from the monster's maw. When I regain my senses, my hand is already resting on the final doorknob. The room I fled from last night. The door didn't find the courage to open until everyone was gone. It's pitch black inside the room. The blinds are drawn so tightly that not even a sliver of moonlight peeks through. Only the acrid odor of disinfectant fills the air. I grew up across the wall for a while before finding the switch. Oh! With a crisp click, everything I once imagined and prayed would never come true is laid bare beneath a sterile white light, gleaming with a spectral chill. The operating table is draped in increased pale green gauze, marked with old but still conspicuous bloodstains. Those surgical tools that once carved and stitched flesh now lie quintessent in a tray. Atop a stack of gauze rests a small lump of something soft and rancid. Limp, spongy, and bitter to the taste, easily ground into small pieces by tease. Ah. Konjac. My arm itches. As I shift, a feather falls from my sleeve. I have no idea when it got there. A feather with an emerald green shaft and a dazzling light white plume. It's a lot like that monster's feather, but strangely enough, I feel no fear. I doubt it matters much compared to everything before me. Calling this operating room would be a stretch. The space is cramped. A single turn of the head and a flick of the eyes makes an unpleasant truth abundantly clear. There's no one here. This is probably where Hatsuyuki lay and was cut open over and over. As far as I can make out, the room had been tidied. There's almost no remaining trace of who the other people might have been. Besides the operating table stands a medicine cabinet. It's full of bottles and jars, all labeled with printed tags. Opening the cabinet, I turn the labels towards me one by one, mostly find glass bottles marked as alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, or formalin. There's one test tube half full of a transparent liquid is devoid of any label, except for a tiny trace of glue that wasn't quite peeled off. Test tube is corked tight. After struggle, I managed to break it open, and I will come to regret this 1,000 times over. The smell? Why, this of all things. From the yellow tube gushes that cloying reek of rotting fruit. As I return to the first floor, my steps feel weightless. I feel like I'm walking clouds. I've come unmoored from reality. Will I fall from here? Close my eyes once and for all. Why don't I? Oh man. Naniwa, Albaranti, and Mako are still lying there, motionless. They must be long dead, even longer than I realized. When I unfasten Naniwa's clothes, my numb fingers don't quite obey. The button slipped through my fingers twice, staying stubbornly locked in the buttonholes. It takes me about 3 minutes, or maybe 5, I've lost track. Time crawls by as if my sheer focus is slowing to a halt. Oh my god, wait, they were all dead. Picking up the heavy winter clothes reminds me of what I've read in books about the engrossing process of preparing winter bamboo shoots. When my fingers make contact with the cool, yielding skin, what comes to mind is the cream I smear on my face for stage makeup, slick and warming quickly with body heat. But here there are no bamboo shoots and no finger creams, only burn marks, lacerations, raw oozing flesh beneath long sleeves, and running across the abdomen, scars from repeating slicing and stitching. That's all I see. And that alone is enough. I'm seized by an inexplicable urge to laugh out loud, but my lips refuse to curl into a smile, help becoming of a skilled actor and not being able to command his muscles. My eyes are stinging. I keep them wide open, not a single tear escaped. That's how it is. What on earth was going through your mind last night when you said those things to me? It turns out I was the one fooled by you all this whole time. I dress Naniwa again. Nearby, Kazuya's briefcase lays askew. Its leather strap has snapped and buckled and split open, revealing a small crack stained with flesh blood. I wipe it with my sleeve, but it won't come off. I have no idea where your owner is. Better fix you first, I'm gonna bring you to him. Try to fasten the buckle and lift it, but the briefcase is light, almost too light. But it's clearly smashed beyond repair. The fragile hinges can't bear the weight and it bursts wide open, both halves swinging in the air. The photo frame hits the ground, its stud muted by a soft carpet. Apart from that, the briefcase is completely empty. The exposed lining is a dull black which seems to swallow the glaring brightness that overwhelms me. That's all? What is this? I flip the frame right side up. Sealed behind the pristine glass is a photograph. Aww. A group photo of the troop, one I have no memory of. Everyone is beaming wildly. The metal and unfamiliar wildfires behind them look so soft even in the monochrome hues. Taken spring, 1918. Oh, he's crying. I better put this back for him. I wipe the dust off my glass and my clothes and my hands, but drops of water keep falling, smearing the glass with unsightly marks that just won't go away. I scrub until my stiff fingertips start to ache. Only then does it look a little cleaner. This should do. I spread the briefcase across my lap and replaced the polished photo frame inside. The soft velvet lining grazes my fingers, then snap. Magazine slowly drawing them deeper and deeper. The feeling surges through my veins again, the familiar sensation that something is pulling me towards it. The next instant, the world dissolves in a whirl. Darkness devours my vision. I'm seized by a brief, unrelenting weightlessness that scrambles every thought in my mind, leaving me dizzy and reeling, too feeble to even vomit. Oh shit! At last, a pinpointed light pierces the veil of darkness, and I feel something cold and hard beneath me. Seems like the storm-tossed vessel has finally drifted to a halt. I'm lying on a damn stone surface. The air is thick and a scent of moss and soil after rain. Vast rock faces tower on either side of me. Their lower reaches are studded with the ancient torches. On higher cliffs room crude carvings and massive figures, their features long since worn away by the elements. I strain my eyes peering upwards. All I can see is narrow strips of sky wedged between the cliff faces, extending endlessly beyond sight. Some dim light trickles down, but even combined with the torches, these depths remain shrouded in darkness. Every cranny is filled with the flickering shadows and boulders. What's going on? Where am I? Struggle to my feet, my clothes are sodden with muddy water. It feels unpleasant, even disgusting. Still, I have no choice but to keep them on against the fleeting gusts of wind. I take a look around, but the only conclusion I can reach is that I'm in the depths of some unknown chasm. I remember touching Kazuya's briefcase. My confusion deepens. Kazuya's always had that briefcase ever since my memories began fresh. Could he and Hatsuyuki both be hiding something from me? No, I need to get out of here first, then ask him. He has to know something. Take a few tennis steps forward. I can keenly feel the puddles and moss slick beneath my feet, clinging to my soles, ready to send me sprawling if I put a foot wrong. As I follow the line of torches now and then, something briefly obscures the light overhead. I look up, I catch sight of shadows, minuscule or massive, or sometimes it's a ripple of emerald green, flicking from light to dark. As I gaze at the swaths of green, the tugging sensation grows stronger. My heart is pounding so hard it almost bursts out of my chest until the color finally fades away. The space belongs to Kazuya, and just like him, it simply listens to the silence, to the echo of my footsteps. I'm not sure how long I walk before a spiraling mass of boulders blots out the strip of sky. Before me appears a plain white torii gate, flickering with blue light like a burning flame. Softly beckons to me, gently inviting my touch. My pulse and breath both quicken. That translucent blue seems to reel in my heart in. I step towards it, and a familiar dizziness washes over me once again. Oh, so you're back. I've been looking all over for you. Sakuma-kun, wakey, wakey. Sleeping on the floor is bad for you. Oysters in my ears, distant but crystal clear. Ooh. Ah, you're finally awake. I open my eyes. The first floor is completely transformed. The bodies strewn across the floor have all vanished, as have the bloodstains. Everything is spotless under the bright lamplight, as if nothing ever happened. A familiar figure stands in front of me, blocking most of the lamp's glare. The briefcase in which in my lap now dangles in their hand. Strap and buckle are still broken, but somehow the case is neatly clasped shut. Tomorrow-sensei, what are you doing here? I was planning to have a chat with Mochizuki-kun about a few things, but when I got here, yikes, that scared the daylights out of me. When I came back, here you were. Why'd you fall asleep sitting here? And opening the Mochizuki-kun's briefcase, you really shouldn't do that. I was asleep. Where did they all go? Me and the children? I take them to a safe place. Don't worry. Those pesky little flies won't come buzzing around anytime soon. Flies? Hatsuyuki is with those people. That's a bit tricky. But it's not really our problem. They'll probably say she dropped dead from acute illness or something. They always do. Hi, Mercedes. How you doing? Hello. Yeah, we need. The point is that neither you nor the troop will have anything to do with it. But more importantly, there's something you need to know. Kazuya is in the hospital. Man, this roller coaster just went down, and I don't know how it's going fast. When I showed him, he was just here. Right where you were sitting. Looks like somebody really roughed him up. He was so worn out he couldn't even talk to me, poor thing. I had business with him, but alas, it doesn't play along as nicely as you do, so I just couldn't wake him up, so I had to take him to the hospital first. You wanna go visit? The doctor said he'll probably be asleep all day, so be sure to keep it down. Where is he? Not too far from here, let me think. Yes, it's the Tokyo GK Hospital, room 201. If we're going, I won't see you out, but you won't be bringing this along. Just tell Kazuya I borrowed it. As Hamuro speaks, they give the briefcase a little shake, the smile is vivid on their face. I haven't even had any room to think, but I can't dwell on this now. Got it. Goodbye, then. Oh, by the way, I've never been inside. Let me know when you have a moment. How's the view from within the case? Oh, so he just knows there's a world in there. Well then, since I really was the only one in the dark. Forget it. The serious situation comes first. As for Hatsuyuki and the trope, I'll bring that up later once he's awake. It's not far to the station. The bright streetlights are bathed in moonlight, and snow is piled high on both sides of the road, reflecting the glow of the streetlights. As I keep gazing, everything slowly gains an illusionary quality, like I'm slipping further and further away from this nighttime scene. My eyes start to sting in the sign of impending pain. On such a cold night, rickshaws are sparse. I stand next to the streetcar sign. The icy wind whips through the hollows of my bones, whisking away any traces of warmth. But this blast of cold is much needed. It's that, or perhaps certain other things. It's helping to cool my head. I pull my collar tight, my shoes crunch on the thick snow. The stop gradually comes into view on a nearby street, but my footsteps go slower and slower as I walk. I don't want to face it, or perhaps I shouldn't say I don't dare face it. Hamaru-sensei said Kazuya was still resting in the hospital. He should have gone on rest a long time ago, but not like this. And I shouldn't have been having this thought, that I wish he'd rest even longer, until I can string together the perfect words of the situation to make the news palatable enough for him to digest. What on earth am I thinking? So this is how everyone felt. Night has fallen over the streets of Ginza. There are far fewer pedestrians out in the dark during the day, but it's still a livelier scene than you'd find in any other city. Storefront from gaslights blaze in the darkness, drawing the brand new Western-style facades into sharp relief. The streetcar is taking its time. I stare at the pale snow before me, sinking into a reverie. Then the entry curtain of a nearby shop swings open, a wave of warmth issues forth, especially pronounced in this winter night. The cold wind carries an unfamiliar voice to my ears. It's a young woman, speaking in a tone familiar from so many meetings with investors. Her voice is strained with a myriad of suppressed emotions, but she's still doing her best to be scrumptiously polite. Oh, she's pretty. Too much? Oh no, not at all. I only had a drop. Here's just fine. My driver's waiting nearby. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you'll consider what we discussed earlier, about the middle school. I turn to see several young men and women stepping out of the shop, smiling with cool distance as instantly recognizable. After exchanging a tip of farewell pleasantly, they don't don their coats and depart into twos and threes. The last remaining person is a woman dressed in a pink suit. As soon as the others left, the smile vanishes from her face, her lips curl downward, and her brows furrow in slight dissatisfaction. The weariness she shows now excused is at odds with her age and her elegant outfit. Finally, she succumbs to her hands across her face, exhaling a cloud of white breath. Look away, putting these strangers and their seemingly less pleasant drinking party out of my mind. The car still isn't here, There's someone trudging out through the snowdrifts, their footsteps heading towards me in the darks. Soon the woman's voice I heard earlier speaks again, now right behind me. You're waiting for the streetcar? At this hour, it's gonna be a while. Why is she so close? I turn. The woman lifts the brim of her hat slightly to reveal her face. Her bearing is dignified as she stands before me, scanning my haggard visage with her weary but bright eyes. But I have absolutely no recollection of that face. You're Katori Sakuma, right? Everyone knows us, and we know nobody. It's a declaration. She speaks with her arms. Arms folded, her slender brows knitted once again. Her stare might bore right through me into the snowy landscape at my back, and all the way to the streetcar some unfathomable distance away. I'm sorry, do I know you? Her next words catch in her throat, her eyes fly open wide. Practically so it's true, and it wasn't a lie after all, written across her every feature. Are you serious? Never mind. I'm Yayoi Sakurai. Sakurai. At the top of my head, the only thing that brings to mind the name the Sakurai family, or more accurately, corporation. They hopped on board the Meiji Restoration a few decades ago, and that made fortune in textiles train. Oh, that's what time period we're in. But compared to their influential or well-connected families, the Sakurai family, while endowed in eye-watering wealth, lacked what was truly important to the upper class: a pedigree. Right? She scrutinizes my expression before slowly parting her lips again. Yes, that's right. One of those Sakurai. And she knows. She's like, yeah. I rack my brains, but I can't remember having a run-afoul of a fine young lady like this. And I don't think the trope has ever received any related investments. Sakurai pinches the sleeve of her suit. They're studded with a pair of sapphire cufflinks that flash in the lamplight. The jewels' hues glow clear in their golden settings, and their cillians bright as a flame. Why do people get, like, really expensive cuff things? Aren't you gonna knock a table and it's gonna fall off? These are indeed befitting of the daughter of the Sakurai family. But perhaps in an attempt to emphasize their lavishness, the cufflinks are encrusted in so much gold ornament it overshadows the sapphires. That seems like a waste of such fine gems. No, real. Sakurai presses her lips. A trace of regret enters her expression. I wanted to see you. I thought they were lying to me since, after all... No, forget it. Pretend I didn't say anything. You don't know me. And that's for the best. If anyone asks, just say we didn't meet tonight. It'll be better for both of us. If you're waiting here, I must be keeping you from something else, yes? It's so cold out. I'll give you a lift. Think of it as an apology. As I mentioned, at this hour, it'll be ages before a streetcar shows up. You're going to be frozen solid. That's because of all the bizarre going on, people I've been dealing with lately. Sakura's behavior doesn't strike me as unusual. It even sparks a faint surreal sensation and then a come back in touch with human society. What a bad feeling. Since I remember nothing, and this is all clearly a hindrance to her, it must have something to do with my forgotten surname. If so, it'd be best if we owe each other nothing. I'd appreciate that. I'm going to JK Hospital. Oh? Very well. Here's my car. Let's go. Black car slowly comes to a stop to the side of the road, and a young woman gets out and opens the black door. We're back in the car. Sakura signals me to board, and then she herself settles into the passenger seat. GK Hospital. No, wait. Is there a flower shop near the hospital? We'll head there first. Flower shop? You can't visit a patient empty-handed, and you don't seem to be in that much of a hurry, yes? You do have some smelling flowers, too. You look so ill. You're gonna have nightmares. Oh, little does she know. Well, there won't be any flower shops open this late. Sakura pauses at my words and bursts out laughing. I can tell you're new in town. This is Ginza in Tokyo. You can always buy anything. Once her laughter fades, she turns to glance at the woman turning the crankshaft of the car. The woman has one arm planted on the hood of the car, her sleeve rolled up to the elbow. She seems to be pressing down quite hard. Before we got to Tokyo, our assigned driver chatted with us from time to time. According to him, each time you start a car, you have to manually insert the crank into the front of the car and turn it several times. Ah, so they turn cars into just more advanced wind-up toys. Crank and lower takes a lot of strength, and you have to be careful it doesn't kick back and break your fingers once the engine starts. This Jota calls for utmost concentration, and few people take it on. At the same time, I thought that he was just trying to justify a higher fee, but now it seems like he was telling the truth. Is she your driver? Yes. A bead of sweat forms on the woman's forehead, her teeth are gritted, her cheeks are bulging. Sakura simply casts her gaze further down the road, not looking at either me or the driver. Her voice lowers as well. Is there something you'd like to say? Come on, I don't bite. Nothing. As long as you pay her wages and she does her work, it's all fine. The car rumbles thunderously, and then the seats jolt before settling back to a milder vibration that doesn't make my head spin. With a belch of steam, the engine comes to life. Having started the car, the woman returns to the driver's seat. Sakura's shoulders relax and she leans back against the headrest. We have to get going before it starts snowing again. The car grinds through the accumulated snow on both sides of the street, turning in flakes like goose down. They crumble to tiny particles that flutter through the air like miniature snowfall, landing on the bare rust of the car's wake. The woman drives steadily. The scenery slowly scrolls by outside the window. The car passes through the intersection, drawing ever closer to the hospital. Winter Tokyo is colder than I expected. Oh, that's true. This year's a little out of the ordinary. We haven't had such heavy snow before. At least nothing that would pile up so high in a few hours. Sakura gestures to indicate the height. Some of the earlier temperature is slowly ebbing from her voice. I wonder why. Your trip just got here from Kyoto, yes? It'll take a while to adjust, and that's normal. The upside is that when you do want snow, you don't have to go out of your way to go sightsee. As she spoke, her gaze flits across the shops outside, which still show no sign of winding down for the day. Finally, the car starts at the door at a small flower shop. My throat hurts from all the yapping. This is what I trained for. Traces of snow are slowly melting on the tiles of the shop entrance. The small space before the doorway is illuminated by a warm yellow lamp. Peering through its glow in the misted windows, I can make out the blurry contours of the flowers within. This'll do. Let's get out. Oh wow. The shop is fused with the scent of fresh flowers and leaves and a hint of spice. The breeze stirred by the opening door wafts these aromas together to these aromas towards me. I can read. The warm air gently caresses my taut nerves, leaving traces of fragrance. Sakura easily weaves her way through the display cases, moving past the organza, washi paper, and wrapping ribbon. She stands, head bowed, among the glass jars of fresh-cut flowers, surveying them intently. For someone who's ill, I think lilies, carnations, and oh, they have snowdrops here too. That's rare. They look fresh as well. How about getting some of these and arranging them in a basket? Are snowdrops suitable for the sick? Linkage of flowers that represent hope and vitality, and besides, they don't have a strong smell. I think it should be fine. How about you? Hope and vitality, huh? Isn't that ironic? Let's go with that. Thank you. Sakura goes over the shop owner. Besides a handful of white blossoms, their heads dripping like wind chimes, she asks for several other common flowers. The scissors snip away busily. I reach for my wallet, but she stops me. I was going to suggest coming here. Consider it my treat. But she shakes her head, expression is tinged with a smile and a sort of effusive ease. A decent amount. Apparently the entire trope was a bunch of zombies. Seems somewhat out of place given that we've only just met. Sakurai must know what, as well as I do. Late night fatigue dissolves into certain boundaries, and so that smile stays poised at her lips. No, we didn't get to fight any. We just found out they're zombies. And that they've just been cutting their stomachs open every time they've had dinner. Or take it as a thank you gift for our conversation earlier. I really enjoyed your reactions. Ma'am, your flowers are ready. Shop owner holds out a basket. Sakurai picks it and thrusts it into my arms somewhat briskly. The soft fragrant flower petals tickle my nose, and for a moment I can't find the words to refuse. My stupefied look must have been quite amusing. Sakurai finishes playing and looks over at me. Once again, she doesn't express the upward quirk of her lips. Well, why are you still standing there gawking? Let's go, the car's already running. Oh. Oh, right. Back in the car, the light tent quickly fills enclosed space, making the atmosphere a little more relaxed than before. Remember you work at a theater troupe. I nod before remembering that she can't see me from up front. Shift my gaze a little awkwardly to the leather that encases the back of the car seat. The leather is crisscrossed with dense organic wrinkles which segment into countless miniature triangles. Mesmerizing. Mashed the woman. Yeah, she knows us, but we don't know her, and I'm a little concerned. Yes, you know what? iTrup, have you heard of it? No. Not only have I heard of it, I know about the accident you had and your head injury. What? Nothing surprising about it. Our family and yours, being the Sakuma family, we work together sometimes. This sort of news would reach me even if I didn't stick it out. Real. At this point, Sakurai folds her arms again. Her fingers drum against her cloves of joints with a light skittering sound. The Sakuma family. So, on top of the magic, they wield this much influence, enough for Sakurai to bring it up with me, it really would be best to stay blissfully ignorant. Dear me, I was sure your uncle or your sister would have met with you. Oh, so that's who those two were. I heard you lost your memory. I thought it was just your family's pretext for fobbing me off. I only realized it's true when I saw you today. Pretext? What do you mean by that? What did they do? Nothing. It doesn't matter. In any case, if you plan to go back, no, given what your sister is like, she'll make sure you go back. If you're still completely in the dark, then it'll be far too late. Oh well, what I'm about to say is made not best for coming from me, but I think you should at least know some of the facts. The current head of the Sakuma family is your uncle, Minoru Sakuma. Your parents, never mind that. The point is they left you and your younger sister, Serena, to be raised by him. It's over a decade since then. Sakuma's-san is a highly capable man. When he was running the Sakuma family business, he wasn't too fond of the Sakuma name. So the public knows his family enterprise has nothing to do with the family itself. That's why it's understandable that you don't know about it. The original cover story was that being the eldest son, you have your own dreams and aspirations. As such, most people believe that Serena will ultimately inherit the business, and your head injury truly clinched it. What to read? But if you were to come back, it would change things, especially after Sakuma-san alerted your family again. Sarita has spent the past few years shadowing Sakuma as his apprentice. She changed so much I can't say I understand her any longer. She's been too headstrong, and her tactics can be rather underhanded, and all sorts of things, including when it comes to her brother. Not to mention how the Sakuma family also... Are you listening? She misses two names, Minoru and Serena. A familiar splitting pain suddenly courses through my skull. My headache, which has subsided over a year of percussion, now flares like a furnace rekindling from embers, kicking up fragments of memory. You have to go on, Nissan? With them? Well, that's it. I see. It's okay, Nissan. You've always been the one protecting me. This time it's my turn to protect you. Notice is coming. Nissan, Ah, here you are. Ooh, I don't like how they what the fuck? Your teacher tells me that you've done fine work on your recent assignments, but you seem far too tired lately. Why didn't you tell me about this? I don't recall ever instructing you to be kind to a child who doesn't dare speak up. Your sister does excellently. Very well, take the young master back to his room and let him have a good long rest this time. Oh, and put him on a lighter diet. Be sure to tell the kitchen staff not to add salt. So he's just healing him. Hey, are you alright? Serena and Minoru-san? Frickin' ads. Oh my god, they he's just killing him. They were just killing him. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Logical, perfectly reasonable. Yeah, that's how that works.
Yes.
Yeah, they just killed the eldest because he's just. What kind of fucked up bullshit is this? Ugh. Man, this is... What the heck? Of course we get lore dumped by estranged aunt. I'm here for it though. I don't... They were trying to. When you don't... Okay, so the salt thing gives me that clue because salt usually has iodine in it, which is a necessary chemical that you need for functioning. And not adding salt eventually can kill you. They're lighter meals plus no salt. You're trying to kill this poor king. That is quite salty, you're right. His uncle's a salty hoe. You salty hoe. Ugh, excuse me, dying a little. Look at anything. Oh man. They are insulting him. They're insulting him and his lineage. What the heck? Amidst these memories, unearthed from some unknown recesses of my brain, a voice is calling out. I heave great gasps of air. The sharp pain slices Sakura's words into unintelligible pieces. It's only after the pain slowly recedes that I gain some breathing room. Sakura is clutching the passenger seat, alarm still lingering on her face. I kept calling you, but you didn't answer. How are you feeling? Do you want to get a checkup? We're already at the hospital. The grand entrance to GK's hospital casts its long, dense shadow over Sakura's face. She's frowning once again, brows drawn together in fine creases. I'm fine. I get these flare-ups sometime, don't worry. Really? Really. She continues to stare at me for her brows, her gaze racks across my face, damp of cold sweat, or a rather stiff smile. It must look quite unsightly since Sakura's face browns and round deepens even further. After a while, she swivels and looks away, her voice regained its coolness. Well, since you're right, it's no longer my concern. Don't forget to wipe off your sweat before you go. Get out of the car, carrying the basket of flowers, Sakura waits to me through the window, then turns back and says a few words to the driver. She slowly vanishes from sight, the sound of the chugging engine. Only then do I shift my gaze to the hospital sign. GK Hospital looks like it was built not too long ago. It gives relatively Western architecture, but it's a huge building. Even at this late hour, it blazes with lamplight through the neatly arrayed glass partitions. I can make out the throng of busy medical staff and patients awaiting treatment. Hope this means I'm far from being the only late-night visitor. Room 201. The wind gusts across my damp forehead and I shiver. I better hurry in. The corridors of the inpatient ward are only lit by small lamps, most likely to avoid disturbing the patient's rest. I occasionally spot family members seated on benches outside the room, speaking in hushed voices. The nurses and all relatives tread lightly as they move back and forth. The lamp only illuminates the tops of their heads. The rest of them remain shrouded in darkness, and the shadows at their feet unfurl from short to long, like paper cutouts dancing in the wind. The room for door 201 stands ajar, faint light seeps through the crack in their knees. This is the time the staff make their rounds, so I see nurses and doctors filling in and out of the rooms. Only room 201 stands undisturbed. Maybe it isn't Kazuya's turn yet. I know. I take a deep breath as I internally reassure myself, then moving as quietly as I can, I push the door fully open. There's no one else in the room, only Kazuya lying silently on the bed near the window, still as colorless as a sculpture. Pale moonbeams and pale lamplight weave together to form a gauzy veil, which drapes down to kiss the back of Kazuya's hand where the intravenous needle pierces the pallid skin. I hold my breath until I see a slight rise and fall of his chest, then I can finally let the pent-up air come rushing out with a sigh. So glad. So glad. Gently clear space among the objects littering the bedside table and set the flowers that I'm holding. Their faint scent pervades the room, and Kazuya's brows, drawn so taut even in deep sleep, seem to gradually ease. I don't know what genre this is. Only now do I notice his collar has fallen open in his sleep, between full folds of fabric. I cast a glimpse at his slender neck. I make out blue veins beneath his thin skin. I reach out to adjust the collar, and brushing against his skin, I vaguely sense something that's different from ordinary skin. There's a certain dry smoothness to it. Just like exposed flesh. My fingers tremble a little as I part his collar and uncover what is hidden beneath, leaving quivering in the cool air. The muscle fibers that should be covered by skin are instead laid bare. I could see every slight twitch of the violent scarlet sinews. The wounds are regular in shape, and an eerie blue glow flickers around their edges, causing a ghastly aura upon his corpse-like form. Damn. Rather than shock, worry, or enriched sort, what floods me at first is wild, unseemly joy. These don't look too moist, they're not oozing any fresh fluids, they must have been made a while ago. Not as far back as a year, not as recent as the past few days. Kazuya is alive, the wounds are perfectly even where they meet the skin. I can even picture Kazuya pointing at the tip of his knife to its own chest and slowly methodically carving away at his own flesh. Leaving on the scars, glimmering blue like an octopus or jellyfish or plankton drifting through a deep-sea night. Kazuki's words softly reverberate within my head. Is this magic, or... But even with these wounds, Kazuya's body spares no sign to stutter. Suturing. He's still alive. He's alive right now. I know, he's just giving pieces of his way to be eaten, I guess. My gaze remains helplessly fixated on the strips of exposed flesh. They rise and fall with Kazuya's steady breathing, imbuing them with a raw, bloody vitality. The stillness do slowly unfurl tendrils through my mind. Outside the window is deep darkness, and the silent rains within. It's so quiet I can hear the fluid dripping from the glass bottle. The atmosphere lends itself to the wildest speculations. It almost urges the mind to run rampant, but no matter what, I refuse to delve any further into my growing doubts or suspicions. Why are Kazuya and Namura-sensei and I the only ones still alive? But the thought that they're still alive should be enough. That's enough for me to calmly face what comes next. Until the moon outside the window slowly sinks even deeper into the pre-dawn clouds, until the sky is tinted with a faint pink-purplish brush, and a steady glow forms around the edges, until my dry eyes blink and are met with long-delayed wetness. Before Kazuya's eyelashes stir, I straighten his collar and blur back to rights and leave a note conveying my well wishes to Hamura-sensei's request. Then I stealthily depart and hush to the sick room. Me too! Then the door feels like sealing away some secret. Back home we go. It's light out by the time I get back to the trope. Pain frogs my swollen temples as my nearby take revenge for the string of restless nights. My mind is still lively. So lively, in fact, I lie in bed for half an hour without feeling the slightest touch of sleepiness. I'd better follow up with Kazematsu. Every trace of last night's disorders had vanished when I got back. It was probably Hamura-sensei who tied it up. But they've always been averse to getting their hands dirty. Seemed like the purely intellectual sort. It's hard to picture them cleaning and carrying on their own. I remember I got their phone number right here. Reached in my pocket and retrieved the card that Katsumura thrust on me. After I looked at the number, I turned the phone dial. 7239. Hello? Through the receiver, I can hear the crackle of static and a woman's voice, polite and remote. I like to speak with Kazematsu-san. Very well, please hold. The woman replies courtesy, and after a short while, I hear Kazematsu's voice. I can't make out her tone over the line. Yeah, it's me. You're... Smart pauses, can hear letter boots rapping against the floorboards, and as soon as the airy sound, something sinking into a soft sofa. Ah, I got it. Is this Kotori Sakuma? Done already? That was quick. Honestly, you could have given yourself a few days off. I don't have enough clout to know how much you get done one day. A little too well behaved, aren't you? I figured it sounds like I'm chewing you out. Anyway, I take it you're free now? Yes, where should I meet you? I pretend not to hear any of her rambling, but I can't quite banish the warmth from my face. Let's see, at this hour you should just come straight here. True Police Precinct. I'll be waiting for you out front. What about your work? I'm a top dog around here. Not to handle anything personally, it'll look like those lackeys of mine aren't pulling their weight. I have to deal with it. Meeting you is more important. And I hung up the phone. I hear the peal of a woman's laughter on the other end. Anyway, I should head over. Tidying myself up, going downstairs, still feeling a little weak at the knees. I spent all night sleepless out of the biting wind. I'm not sure which of those is the reason, but my feet usually still limber and sure now feel heavy as bags from planned. When I open the door, the sun is perched high in the sky. Despite how bright it is, it only gives off the meager warmth of gas lamp. Not enough to melt the snow heaped along the road. The wait for the bus is better by daylight. The bicycles that were driven home by the bitter cold last night are now backing against the street, bells ringing merrily. People stream on and off the streetcars, jostling each other so roughly I cringe a little at the sight. It's not like I'm short for money. I'll just do it. With that, I hit there's a driver packed the roads eagerly towards toning his services. The car's glossy black paint is spotless and the seats seem roomy enough. He's added an extra layer of the hand-stitched cushions as well. One door stands wide open, the wind flowing through. Even if the interior isn't scented, I doubt I'll have the unpleasant reek of leather and motor oil. Not too bad, though I have no idea why I think that. My only memories of the car rides are a trip to Tokyo and the ride I took with Sakurai last night. I shouldn't really have any insight and basis for comparison. Take me to Chu Police Precinct. The integrated police station is remarkably imposing. The two-story Western-style building is adorned with ostentatious marble columns. It's plain to see that they have a generous budget. Excuse me. This one recently renovated, or maybe, like the hospital, it was just built recently. Driver, seemingly awed by authority, stops a short distance away from the station. I pay him and get out of the car and immediately catch sight of the figure standing next to a pile of swept snow, kicking stray clumps with an expression of profound boredom. It's Kazematsuru. How long she keep me waiting? About as long as it takes a grain of sand to fall. Kazematsuru pricks up her ears. She stops kicking at the snow and turns to look at me. A gust of wind whips past, setting my coat rustling. It's a bit cold, but if it didn't my coat properly, I'd lose some points in sheer style. Real. You look pretty soft. Her brows arch high, she stamps her feet, flattening the snow and mud beneath her soles, and appraises me with searching eyes. It's kind of childish to sneak up on someone like that. And why don't you button your coat? Because it's warming up inside the car, but the snow isn't melting today. The perfect wind is blowing, I can't say any of that. I figured there'd be a warm fireplace at the police station. You're right about that. Kazematsuru barks out a laugh. She drops the topic without nitpicking my excuse any further. With a wave of her hand, she beckons me to follow her. Occasionally cross paths with some ununiformed police officers. They seem to be low-ranking, but are scrupulously polite to Kazematsuru and to the riding on her coattails. But even before we got too far off, their true colors became clear. I can hear the venom they spit behind our backs. It's not pleasant. It reflectively glances at Kazematsuru, who shows no sign of having heard a word. Leads me through the main hall, lined with snow and wintering twigs, and down another flight of stairs. Finally, she stops in front of the door labeled Archives. What are we doing here? Well, the autopsy and examination will take some time. Looking lady. This is the police lady who's part of this, like, secret paranormal division stuff. I'm not in charge of that part. So when I got the time in my hands, I come here to look into things. You want to know why they end up like this, don't you? I sorted out all the files so you can take a look. Push the door open as she speaks and confidently strides in, quickly vanishing out of sight behind two cabinets. Ask her if she's single. I think she's too busy working. The metal surface of the filing cabinet warps my reflection. Countless cabinets hold countless copies of me, like a labyrinth of mirrors, thousands of eyes gleaming back at me from those depths, flashing green or blue under the iridescent lamps. I know, right? I'm sorry. She's married to work like you're married to guns. I shut the door behind me and head inwards. Following the sound of the tapping boots, the reflections on both sides follow me, their severed bodies swaying. The metal flashes white before my eyes. It's nothing like glass that whitened. This is completely blank, devoid of any reflection or stain, an empty desert as hazy as mirage. I look myself in the eye. Reflection is sightless, but I'm seized by the inexplicable feeling that I'm being watched. Surely it's just an illusion because my reflection's eyes are so clear. That's the only reflection. Found it. Sakuma, you still there? Kazematsuru's voice drifts to me. I squeeze my way behind the filing cabinets and spot her row cabinets against the wall. She's holding a slim folder. It's all here. I'll pause on that old accident of yours. Of course, they're just copies. She slaps the folder against my chest. I have to scramble to keep it from falling. Damn! Read it here, no taking it outside. She speaks like taking me into the archives as a matter of course. There's a kind of brazenness to her tone, a hint of mounting excitement. My palms are slick with sweat, but Kazematsuru seems unfazed as ever. I can really read this? Isn't this classified or something? To a regular person, yes, but in your case, it's fine as long as you don't take it outside. Relax. No one's gonna give you any trouble if you tell them your name is sex and pull the trick or two. Nobody come in here. No one care what we're saying. It's a perfect move for swapping some secrets. She laughs, seemingly amused by her own joke. Alright, you better get cracking before the canteen opens. Because I'm urging, I open the folder. There isn't much inside, just an old newspaper, a few photographs, and a sheet for reports. Oh shoot. We get to learn about her traumatic brain injury. The old newspaper rustles as I pick it up. It seems to have been lying there for quite a while. The front page is dominated by an article about the train accident. Signal failure, human error, Tokaido mainline derailment accident exposes hidden hazards. Death toll 143. My throat feels parched from just reading this far. Oh, they told him that nobody got hurt except for him. They didn't tell him anyone died in the train wreck, and now he's learning that 143 people, including probably his whole troop, died. That's fucked up. My fur was more apart from bleeding this far. The printed text tears into my retinas, a familiar pain starting to my temples, as if I've been struck by something heavy. Echoes ring through me. It is. So the game opens up by telling us that he was in an accident. It's a miracle nobody but him was hurt, and he had a traumatic brain injury after, and he doesn't remember who he is. And now we're learning that that's a lie, and all his friends have been dead for the whole time. With trembling fingers, I peel away a photograph from the stack. I get a stark black and white view of the train tumbling from the tracks and gulping flames and the broken and shattered human bodies. It's possible to tell the dead from the living. I also turned gore off, so there's no TOS. The close-ups of the shots of severed limbs. I can see the mangled flesh and stumps of bone. My brain throbs. I'm gonna throw up. I'll spatter these pictures with the hues of fat, marrow, and blood. Oozing yellow fat, ashen white ends of split bone, soft pink tendons enfolding them, blood slowly oxidizing from pristine to rust brown. When the human body is taken apart, it should resemble an oil painting in lush colors. What is truly laid bare before me, carelessly slashed with pigments, its cross-section on display to the entire world, my only sensation is horror. Everything was scorching hot in the wake of the explosion. I could feel someone hauling me along. Blood streamed from my ringing ears, but amidst the acrid stretch of burning chemicals, my lungs kept working. No matter how much I wished they wouldn't, they still faithfully brought me the scent of aroused my appetite. Yeah, literally, blood. Nom. My brain was in ecstasy. It told me that this was the aroma of roasted flesh. The smell which assailed me feels so palpable now, so indelible, as if it might truly have made my mouth water and my stomach growl. As if amongst the screams and moans of my fellow humans, it might have filled me with a craving to sit upon them, to bite and swallow and devour. Maybe this isn't just a hallucination. How else could I so vividly imagine the itch of blood creeping across my skin? My mind stopped short, but I'm reeling in terror. Did I do something else to them? In that expanse of darkness beyond my mind's reach. Did I sniff? Did I lick? Hey, you okay? Cousin Matsura lightly pats me on the shoulder, plucks the photograph out of my hand. It screeches from being clutched too tightly. She tucks the file out of the folder and shows them in my hand. To pick up the photo, my gaze is still glued to them. She tucks them away in her pocket, as if draping a cloth over a box so I can no longer see what's inside. All I'm left with is that hallucination. So real and insubstantial all at once. So we're also a cannibal. These are rough going. You should have read them in text instead. I swallow my saliva. The noise seems to ring aloud in the quiet archives. Cousin Matsura might have heard it, but if so, she simply arches an eyebrow and waits for me to speak. I remember something from back then. That was fun. Anyway, are you single, milady? Real. When the train derailed, I think something exploded. I smelled burning. My head is spinning. My stomach churns with nausea. Speaking is an ordeal. Every word feels like it has to be ground into powder and squeezed through the gas between my teeth. The burning, that's enough. Sorry. Cousin Matsura seems a little startled, but she swiftly makes a hold it right there gesture, cutting off any further speech. Huh? No need to apologize. What I mean is you only just remembered all this. Telling me about it right now can't be easy on you, both physically and mentally. I know about these things. I've been there too. Facing your fellow humans, thinking how delicious they smell, and holding back your appetite, or whatever you call it. Do magic wielders just become cannibals? Not easy for the regular civilians to deal with. My Samir completely calm, so I'm balling my strained nerves. That you're so badly injured you lost your memories, I doubt you can move around that much. I don't know either. I'm just asking, because, why do they want to eat the people who are dead around them? If you do and didn't, you didn't. You don't have to beat yourself up over the thoughts that never came true. The point is you've had amnesia and only just remembered all this. It's not your problem. Do you want to keep reading? Yes. Take a few deep breaths, and with my emotions have settled a little, I pick up the sheaf of reports again, but as I read, a nagging feeling strengthens as something is off. I subconsciously frown. True. Very true. You are what you eat, and if you eat humans, I guess you're human, right? The preliminary investigation found that the moderate-sized explosion occurred in carriage 9, but no explosion residue was detected at the scene. What does this mean? It means that the explosion of the carriage amounted to around 3 cans of gunpowder, and the explosion caused the carriage to overturn, triggered a whole series of other reactions, but no trace of them was found. In a situation like this, it's only reasonable to run a safe for magical activity, but I wasn't in Tokyo at the time, so it couldn't have been done, or rather, they didn't want to deploy the manpower from this side, and now there's no way to follow up. Didn't want to, it's a matter of life and death. And so what? Someone wanted to cover it up, someone was willing to pay the compensation, and certain people needed proof that I and my special investigation divisions are a useless waste of space. Something else seemed to occur to her. Her expression darkens and she says no more. I place the investigation report in the folder. Kazumatsuru reties the strings with a practiced ease and shuts it away again in an unlabeled cabinet. Are you angry about that? I feel like I ought to be angry, and I am, but for some reason I'm not particularly surprised. Just as I've personally witnessed before and heard from others, this sort of internal strife is inevitable between people. It's not rare by any means. What matters is how you turn it to your advantage. The ache in my forehead swells and sharpens. I don't like this line of thinking, and what I hate even more is that, for some reason, my brain has accepted it as routine truth. I would be so pissed. They used that to sabotage her career. They threw away the lives of 143 people to knock her and her division's career into the dirt for political reasons, by what it seems, within the police station. That... And then imagine learning all that when you were a victim of that and lost all your memories from it. Yo, I'd be so mad. My neck feels like it's snapped under the weight. My head sags lower and lower, about to kiss the dirt at my feet. Really? I'll show you how I feel. Pulls out clock. Real. Kazumatsuru strokes her chin, and then she speaks, dispelling the heavy silence that was starting to descend. Stop spacing out. Now that you've gotten your intel, it's time to help me out. Ah, yes, right. What is it? My tangled skeins of thought are abruptly shoved back into my skull, and I involuntarily stammer a response. Kazumatsuru ignores my lack of manners as she simply folds her arms and continues speaking. Before getting into that, I had to ask. It looks like you already know about magic. Do you have any deeper understanding of it? Deeper understanding? I must be visibly at a loss because the look Kazumatsuru gives me is exasperated but unsurprised, like a veteran tutor faced with a slow pupil. I thought so, but I don't feel good about throwing you to the wolves like this. Ugh. It's already tough explaining the basics of precinct stuff. Whatever, I'm sure you're smarter than that. I'll start with some common knowledge from mages, and I'm only going to say this once, so listen up. First off, what you need to know is that these powers are gifts from gods that can be passed down for the bloodline. There's also materials these magic rituals are pricey, and it's hard to cover the cost alone, so mages value inheritance and family ties over everything else. I hope the frog wins. You've been through this yourself, haven't you? You suddenly discovered you have some strange ability where you were at sea and you had no clue what this was all happening. Magic is kept secret from the regular public, and also mages who don't have teachers to guide them. No, you didn't. I'm not reflecting on how I'm still completely ignorant of my own magic and have no idea where you even start unraveling this tangle. So you should just assume that if you butt heads with a mage, you'll find yourself in the end of trouble. I'm all over Kazumatsuru's words, wondering exactly how she figures into all this. But judging from how she acted yesterday, I'm guessing she's no end of trouble herself. Since it can be passed down by blood, I'm still putting together my sentence when Kazumatsuru stops, looking at uncharacteristically hesitant. She's silent for a while before letting out a sigh. I have an uneasy sense of foreboding. Sakurai's words echo in my ears again. The Sakuma family is endowed with magical powers, and my sister has grown headstrong. You're spot on. Things are actually better in this generation. Before this, if a family had too many children with talents, the family mansion was essentially a coliseum. Oh, I think they sent us away so that they didn't have to kill one of us. That's kind of funny. If there anything worth inheriting on top of that, the clash would consult into one party died. Man. This is a lot of information to take in. I like it so far, though. I think the story, it keeps getting more and more curly. I don't know. I like it a lot, honestly. There's a lot of things I'm really, really confused on, but there's also a lot of things that I really like. Not much. We're waiting for the ads, giving some of my thoughts. I like the story so far. It does feel like it kind of just keeps going with no real break, though. But I mean, that would make sense. In these kind of situations, it would just kind of keep rolling with no break. I feel like I'm missing a lot. Despite reading it all myself. Really interesting. We're back. Let's see if we can push out this first act. The main family fought amongst themselves, and the branch families, after defeating their own siblings, still had the vie within the main family's children. So mages were so set on preserving the purity of their bloodlines, they even know. Oh, the mages treated it just like they treated it like the ancient royalty did. Oh no. The ancient royalty themselves. Cousin Matsuru speaks in a low voice, her expression pained, quickly shakes that off and moves on to another subject. That's all on this topic. You should know more about Ateliers. For the majority of mages, this is the most important thing. Ateliers? My mind reflectively flashes back to the mysterious space that I was sent to after opening Kazuya's briefcase. How much do you know about ancient history? Is that a space outside reality? Oh, looks like you've come across one. Not bad. That's exactly it. Mages, to be exact, most of them are those hereditary guys, each have an atelier that belongs to them. That's where they are in their closest contact with their divine blessings. The principles of construction atelier are way too complicated to get in here. Basically, think of it as a series of large-scale magic rituals that take a huge toll on the practitioner. A lot, actually? Well, they did that with their family bloodline, so... Don't die. Once the construction is done, they gain a secret space that belongs to them and exists outside this world. Unless they're unconscious or grant someone else permission to enter, the space belongs solely to them forever. I'm guessing you've heard a thing or two about Buddhism and Taoism and that nonsense? Well, an atelier is the equivalent of their flower or leaf for their body. It never disappears, and in the hands of a mage who lives long enough, it becomes a treasure trove. It's almost impossible to construct an atelier single-handedly, which means that effectively only families can afford it. And since it can be transferred between people, well, I think you can guess what happens. It's inherited. Got it in one. Cousin Matsuru snaps her fingers. Is it just me, or does she look relieved? She reminds me of a teacher pleasantly surprised that a certain child is actually capable of studying. I can barely imagine what sort of people she's been working with until now. It's very expensive, and its value accumulates over time, making it perfect to be passed down as a family heirloom, which means that the mages who have the backing of families and mentors, and those who are regarded as the next in line, basically all have their own ateliers or are about to inherit them. No, the dogs would bark way too much. Steal it real. Who knows? I bet if you go back to the Sakuma family, they'll have one ready and waiting for you. Her lips twitch as she says this. It changes the subject again, seemingly nonchalant. Ugh, I'm getting off topic. What it boils down to is that the ateliers are where mages can exert their powers to the fullest extent. That's why most of them secure their atelier in an object they can carry with them so they can enter at any time. For mages carrying out magical studies or preparing for a ritual, their atelier is the safest place to be, and so it's the most dangerous place for an invader. You can make a contact with the worshippers, but I don't want to get you killed, and if you notice your surroundings have changed, you better watch out. Which I do if I'm trying to leave a note later. Find the exit, or get the mage to let you out, or knock them unconscious. Of course, the best way to handle it is to kill it. Kill them, but in your case, just sweet talk them, no matter how much you have to bow and scrape and grovel. Dignity is less important than staying alive. Get out there and let me deal with the rest. Fair. Speaking of which, Cousin Matsuru's severe gaze settles on me. Her voice is stern. Do you have any experience with wielding magic? Let me say it real quick. There's no point in bluffing here. Even though Cousin Matsuru's stare sends chills down my spine, I nod. You're honest, a reliable type. Good. That's right. That's how everyone should be. Her gloved hand grips mine. She's squeezing quite hard. It hurts, but I bite back the elbow of my pain before it can emerge. The look on her face scares me a little. It's like what exactly? It feels vaguely familiar as someone once inspected me with this exact expression. Focus. Don't get distracted. Close your eyes. My eyes automatically fall shut at her voice. Before long, the soft breeze, started with the slightest chill, flows through our joined palms and gently makes her way into the bloodstream. The heart starts to pound, and a familiar tugging sensation courses through me again. The next instant, I'm involved in that chill. So I feel something like blood, not quite, pouring out of my heart, rushing through my veins. Oh. It swims tenaciously and swarms into the crevices between every cell. At last, it comes to a halt at the back of my tongue with a faint prickling pain. This is your magic. It issues from the heart, the weakest part of a mage's body, and finally condenses in the part where you use to wield your magic. Remember the way it flows. When you need it, let your consciousness trace that path backwards to your heart and call upon the magic stored in your body. If you can't sense it, take your emotions are a good way to pressure yourself and get your heart rate up. That's a bonus technique. As Kazematsuru finishes her calm speech, the cheery, slurpy feeling dissipates like a gust of wind. All that's left is a sudden molten surge of magic in my mouth. Yummy magic. I wonder if you put it in coffee what it tastes like. I'm seized by a strange impulse to open my mouth to speak, and I'm absolutely certain I have the power to make those words on the tip of my tongue become an even greater reality. My mind is full to bursting. What should I say? My situation right now is so similar to how things were back in the theater. Did the script's transform happen because of that, or was it... My brain feels like it's crammed inside a mortar, being pulverized into a sticky pulp, but my tongue moves faster than my mind. I must be calm. As soon as the last word tumbles out, the pain in my tongue fades. I hope it hasn't left a blister. There, I've said it, and an abrupt hush settles across the room. Kazmatsuru's sudden silence makes me a little uneasy. I instinctively widen my eyes. Her expression completely blank, but the next instant she's back to the same severe manner from our meeting in the theater, as if what I just saw was a mere illusion. She sits her tight grabs at my hand, straightens up, moving a little stiffly. Sorry, I got kind of worked up there. You okay? My hand hurts a bit. Kazematsuru heaves a deep sigh. The filling cabinet casts a shadow over one of her features. I'll buy you something to eat. Make up for it. Sorry about that. Bam. Sure, something. Don't use your magic here. And don't go around showing it off in front of other people. You can't be sure that I'll keep your mouth shut. Remember how that felt just now? You can practice a bit more if you have the time. After all, other ages won't be giving you time to meditate. You have a whole lot of magical power. Your talent is greater than many people have seen. You just need practice. Shuts out another sound like a sigh. She's been doing that a lot today. I'd be sighing my ass off too if I got wrapped up into this, like, shenanigans. Suddenly rests her hand. Her uniform belt turns to the palm upwards. Suddenly something appears in her hand. It looks like a pink tentacled body giving occasional slam. Oh my god, a creature. This is a familiar. Oh. Feel my face go ribbon. Alright, we're gonna save. And we'll return in later, for my internet is shitting the brick. Nobody's gonna use his magic for justice and kill people like him? Honestly, probably. But yeah, internet's dying a little, so we're gonna roll on out. But that was Taisho Romance Theater. That was the demo. Very nice demo. Is it going to release in 2026? I highly recommend. Just let me pop a ray. Thank you guys for coming and chatting. I have fun. Technically, first real stream as an indie. Ho ho ho. That was fun. It was really nice. Wait, Aki Senpai's live! We're gonna go read Aki Senpai. That was really good. I'm definitely also gonna have to finish that one. Yeah, thank you guys for coming. That was a lot of fun. A lot of the those were both really good. A lot of the games for the Fall in Love Fest were really, really good. I liked them a lot. But in the meantime, thank you guys. Let me pop up the silly... Where is it? Where'd it go? That's not it. Yes, everyone pile in. We're reading Aki Senpai. Oh. Wait, why did it break? Why did it break? That was really weird. Anyway, thank you guys. I broke it. Have a good night.